Nick Brown, thank you for starting the show, my brother.
Prepare yourself.
Hey, there go the notifications. What's up, everybody? Hello, thanks for jumping in there today. Good to see all of you. Kevin Vaught, hello. Nick, Michael Haskey, Cat Guy, forgot who you are.
Cashing your chips, you sniveling, wine, exult-loving hypocrite. Blame it on Rio or the woman in red. Don't fool yourself, it's all in your head. You're the mascot of the next century. Look in the mirror, it's called insecurity. I bleed for you, my eyes burn. My point is no, cause you'll never learn. You'll never learn. I bleed for you.
Hey, man.
You'll never learn. I bleed for you. You'll never learn. I bleed. I bleed. Fuck you, Michelle Bachman. Fuck you. Lying and dying is what you read. Bullets in from your mouth. Fuck you, fucking Levi's jeans.
Hey, boy, John.
Fuck you. Sick of your loathsome little dick. Line and tanker, cashing your chips. You still whining, self-loathing hypocrite. Blame it on Rio or the woman in red. Levi's clothing company. It's all in your head. It starts with an F.
I love it that you pick some stupid random name and you're stuck with it. It's fucking perfect for you, bro.
Fuck you. 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 Fuck you all motherfuckers. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, shit. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you all. Fuck you, motherfuckers. Fuck you, Hollywood.
Sucks to be you, I guess. It sucks to be dumb, man. Sucks to be a troll. Yo, Laurie, Nutty Dennis. Hello, Chinese. Today we're bringing in live from Northern California, from Orlando, Florida. I'm a Chinese guy down in all things Chinese. You'll find me and you and hashtag Chinese on all social media, especially on Rumble. But if you're like Cat Guy, make sure you come up with the name that you want, and don't be a troll and try to be some Anano fuck on Rumble. Be yourself. Use the same name. Don't you fuck yourself. Why are you hiding?
It's all in your head.
Whatever, dude. Okay, Cat Guy. It's a name that could be anybody. It doesn't identify you. I have no way of knowing who you are, and it's just stupid to pick a name like that. I mean, brand yourself, bro. I mean, be consistent. That's all I'm saying. Identify yourself. You know, I fucking hate trolls. And I hate when people come in here with fake names and shit, and they play games, and they won't tell me who the fuck they are. It'll just end up getting you blocked. You know? And good thing for you, I fucking know who you are now, because I almost blocked you this morning. Just come up with a fucking... Why you gotta be a troll, man? You come up with some fake, stupid name. No one's gonna know who you are. What was the point of that? I'm just kind of curious. When you're like, oh, I'm Daniel Andrusy. I think I'll be Cat Guy. What is this, Halloween? You know, what are you playing a role? You playing a character? You're trying to hide from me so I don't know who you are? What was going on in your mind? You scared of people on Rumble? Did you think people are gonna look you up on Rumble? I'm just kind of curious. You've told me many times, well, you know what, Daniel? It's not my fucking job to remember your fucking name, bro. It's your job to identify yourself so people know who you are. When you pick a name like that, well, I accept your apology, but at the same time, man, you know, don't be a troll, man. Don't be anonymous on the fucking internet. I hate that shit. I hate people who pick anonymous names for the internet. I fucking hate that shit. You know, be yourself. Let me see who you are, man. Use your fucking name. You know, why can't you be Dan Cat? You know, or Andrusy Guy. Or something, you know? Use the same fucking name. There's a lot of you, man. I'm not going to be able to keep you straight when you've come up with some fake troll name like that, which is exactly what that is. I don't care what your excuse is that you've liked cats. You didn't even use a letter C, bro. Don't give me that bullshit. That's some fucking random bullshit you came up with. And whenever you're doing social media, you guys should just, remember that you're on social media, you're representing yourself, and you should represent yourself in an intelligent fashion. Or you come off looking like, like a random troll. To me, at least you do. You should be Dan Cat. Yeah, man, that would be better. Something so I can identify you. Not guy. You're some guy. 555. What's 555? What's the meaning behind 555? I'm just kind of curious. Was 444 already taken? Was that what happened? Queen B1 is here. Hello, Queen B. Oh, everybody on Rumble is scared to use their names on Rumble. Why are you guys scared of Rumble? You guys scared of right-wingers? You shouldn't be, man. Don't be scared of right-wing nut jobs. They're just as crazy as you are. They're just as crazy as a random troll that doesn't want to use their name on the internet. What are you planning on doing with that account? You don't want anybody to know your name, If we were all doing good, if we were all had great intentions, none of us would be using fake names on the internet. But you guys got some intentions. You're trying to subvert your identity. You've got a reason. Good. No, never put your fucking address on YouTube. That's good. You're learning. Yes, but it's okay to use your name. Just don't put your fucking home address on a goddamn YouTube channel. I didn't tell you to dox yourself. I just said use something identifying. You don't have to use your full proper name, bro. Tula. I know who Tula is, wherever she is. It's always got Tula in it. Hi, Tula. Biden and President of China in San Francisco this week. Maybe they can go smell the shit piles on the streets. I hope both of them step in human shits at some point. If you're 555, I'm 666. Just got the notification you're live. Trendy Drewski. Wait, now Trendy Drewski. Right, Trendy Drewski. Okay, yeah, you're Andrew. Right. I'm getting Andrew C. and Andrew confused now. See how this fucks with my head? You can't do this, man. It's too early. I haven't had enough coffee. I blame not having enough coffee. Or do I want to be here? Maybe. Or maybe I want to be here and take my Hall of Fame over here. Yeah, I like it like that. There we go. Really? You know what? I just move out of the state of California. They don't deserve your tax dollars, Tula. That's what I recommend. They don't deserve your tax dollars. Fuck California. What a joke. And you know what's funny? They've always been the biggest joke of a state. Everyone always makes fun of California. And it's usually been for the wrong reasons. But now, piles of shit on their flagship cities' streets is more than enough reason to fucking clown that state now. I would clown the shit out of that state now. And fuck Newsom, and fuck California, and fuck the way they spend their money over there. They're a bunch of fucking idiots. The infrastructure was, up until recently, was just crumbling. That state was crumbling. Finally, they put money into infrastructure. They did, and they started building back shit. But, a little too late, and I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out of here. Should I make a whole other account? Yeah, bro, make a whole other account with the name that you want. I can't believe Rumble won't let you change your name, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy you can't change your name. But maybe when you're setting up your account, did they at least warn you and say, hey, make sure this is the name you want to use because you can't change your name? I was like, well, I'm Nays Garden all over the internet, so I don't fucking care. Nays Garden, Nays Garden, Nays Garden. So for me, it's easy. I have a brand and I need to keep it so people can find me. Shows they don't help people. The homelessness is disgusting. Dave Campione. Gotta pay to breathe in California. Should I make a whole other account? I would consider it. I'd see if you could. I don't know if it's, if you need a new email address or what, but I'd look into it, I can't believe you can't change your name. That's just horrible. You really got fucked on that one. And then me, just grinding it in doesn't make it any easier for you, bro. I'm clowning on you this morning. Oh, all right. So, I'm going for the OG Kush. Oh, shit. Okay, so, good morning, Steve Running, your girl, nice. I need money to build my house on my property in Co. Then I'm out. Oh, then you're moving out. Yeah. Hey, bro. Then you're moving out of California. Good. Get the fuck out of that state. Fuck California. Sorry.
I'm like, never!
If you are a grower, man, it's the place to be. It really is.
Really is.
Good morning, Pinoy. Good to see you, buddy.
Good morning, brother. Pouring out here. It's pouring out here.
Nice. Good, man. That means you'll have water forever, bro. Every time it rains, you think of those fucking, those aquifers filling up with your free water.
Free.
Yep. And you have the free energy to pump that water to your house.
Yes.
So
I was gonna go out there and wash off the
panels,
the solars too, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, Mother Nature's just
rain,
giving me a
does
day
it
off."
for you, exactly, bro. Exactly, it's nice. See all that dust come off of those things? Yeah,
Fuck yeah, dude.
It makes you feel good because you know you're gonna get more power out of it.
Maximum efficiency, baby. Maximum efficiency.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be Crispy Cat when I come back in. Dude, why are you doing that? I'm still not gonna know who the fuck you are from your name, bro. I refuse to remember. Guy? Yeah. I'm like, put your name, make a normal name, dude. Why are you coming up with these rando troll names? Come on. Dave Campione, who's that? I have no idea who Dave Campione is. Tula Tetro, I have no idea who Tula is. God, it's some random person on the internet. Sipping on cups of tasty kafefe. Hell yeah.
Sir, right here. Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Kafefe. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Colorado was the first state to legalize growing cannabis. Actually, I don't think it was. I think it was Alaska.
Yeah. Alaska been good, right? Alaska's been good. Just like 2000 or something.
Random cat man. I tried, says Michael Haskey. I don't know what that means. All right. $18.30. Michael Haskey. How did you do that? All right, cheers. No longer got any cannabis. Cheers, Hanoi. Cheers, everybody. Nick, Tula, Michael Haskey, Dave Campioni. Fucking hot. Hot. It said this is the final name to select. You closed your other account and started a new one. Oh yeah, I'm sweating. I came in here and I sat down, I turned on a couple of videos, started watching them. And I was like, You know, these videos are quite entertaining. I could sit here and watch some of these, learn some stuff, be entertained. I was like, or I could entertain some other people. And I could go live and I could be the source of your entertainment. And then I realized you're the source of my entertainment too. When we sit here and we interact with each other, that's really why I'm here. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want people to hear my voice. I want people to get my message. But when I think about those podcasters who just put up content in videos and they don't interact with the chat, they don't go live ever, they just put up a 15-minute video for you to watch, like Andre Geek, he's a good example. And I think, what a waste of a relationship. What a waste of a relationship. Andre puts absolutely no value on his audience. Now, sure, there might be 1 million of them, but what fucking good are they if he's not going to respond to one goddamn word that they say to him? You know, and what good is he for ignoring 1 million people? You know, you guys want to hear what I have to say? Here's what I have to say, bye. Here's what I think, bye. It's annoying. You know, it's annoying. I want to interact with you. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to see your chat. I want to know that you're listening. And if you've got something to add, like Tula did this morning, I want to know. You know, I always thought Alaska was the first state to allow growing cannabis. I thought it would be like that for years. No, she Googled it. It's Colorado. I didn't know that. When the fuck did Colorado do that? Dude, I remember being a kid and hearing that it was legal in Alaska. How the fuck is that even possible? I must have got it wrong. Your mic's up, bro.
It was probably legal, brother, but not legal to grow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but who was growing it? Who was growing the cannabis in Alaska? With all these people had it, someone had to be growing it. Oh, she says no, it's Alaska. You're right.
Oh.
Now that's us doing. And look, I'm not Googling it. I'm just going by the brain here. And I remember
Memory.
growing up and remember thinking somewhere along the lines that Alaska had cannabis and no one else did, and thinking that Alaska was like some kind of special state. And then I remember thinking, oh, it's because it's so cold up there and there's not a lot of people there, so they can just do whatever the fuck they want. There's people out there probably running naked through the streets. You know, I wouldn't even know it because there's no one out there. That's what I figured when I was a kid. 1975, right? 1975, before you were born, bro. 1975.
That was 6 years before I was born.
They were legal in Alaska. So there you go. I had no idea it was that long ago. Not bad for not using the Googs, though. Not bad for not using the Googs. I was just using my brain. I'm a goddamn source of information. Legit. Michael Haskey, yeah, you're the one I follow on here. I sat there and tried, and they said only one account per email address. Kat, you have to. He just told you, bro. He just told you you have to close the other account. And he immediately did it. Michael Haskey, will you walk him through it? Tell him exactly how you did it.
What kind of account is it?
Rumble.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to change his name. Because I, for
Oh,
some
yeah.
reason, can't remember that cat guy is him.
I'm pretty sure you have to change your name. I mean, you have to
Delete your account.
create a new account,
yeah,
right?
totally delete your
You have
account.
to create.
Delete
Yeah.
your account. That's what Michael Haskey just said. He put it a certain way, though. He said, how's that? I closed the other account and started a new one. And when I put my name in, it said, this is the final name to select. So it literally told him that. It told Cat Guy that when he's writing Cat Guy, if he had read what the screen said, and said, you're going to be Cat Guy 555 forever on Rumble. You're going to be like this anonymous random troll with a stupid number at the end of your name. Or you could be you. You could be an individual. You could be different from everybody else. I mean, the fact that he had to put 555 makes me think that there were other cat guys on there. It's like, come on, dude. What are you guys, a squad? A squad of cat guys? Squad.
The cat squad.
Cat guy 111. Cat guy 222. Cat guy 333.
The cat squad. Meow.
Benoit. Cat guy 444. What was Cybers? Cybers was the good one.
Yeah.
He did that.
Oh.
He did like the gold Power Ranger move. It's like the charge up. You look like a Brad. No, I'll never remember your name with that. No, I'm not going to remember your name, Porta Johns. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. It's just it doesn't work for me. These random names that you guys use, I can't just immediately associate it with you. You know? It doesn't work like that. Oh, look, there's deer walking across the backyard. Oh, it's a buck, too. Look at him. 2-pointer, 4-pointer. Beautiful, man. Went down in the creek. Because he's cool like me, wants to play in the creek. Chasing him a dodo. Chasing him a dodo bird. There he is. He's up on the other side of the creek already. Yep. This all buck walk across the backyard. What? Shit. That's living right there, son. You could put a stake in property and claim old school. Do you remember my real name? Dabs for days. No, I have no idea who you are. I would guess and say Sadie. I don't know. That's crazy talk about woke. No. I sat there and tried, and they said only one account. Only one account. What are your settings? Settings. Close account. You get an email. Go to it, sign out of the one you're on, and start a new one. And it says no spaces on the name. It says in green, name is what you get, and then come find Nays Garden. Nice. A freaking 4-pointer, says Drewski.
Oh, shit.
36.4, guys. It dropped again. It's, I don't know what the fuck. When this 31, there's now I've seen 2 different shows say it's going down to 31.5. I mean, this guy said between 31.5 and 32. And I was like, I'm ready to buy more, and I'm waiting. I'm literally waiting. And if these guys are wrong, I'm going to be pissed. Aaron Ide. Yeah, I'm not going to remember that, Aaron. I didn't know that Dabs for Days was Aaron Ide. Bro, it's not my fault. It's not my fault, guys. You know, try being friends with this guy, the man of 1,000 names. He's literally, Pinoy's got 1,000 names. Bro, when I met him, I was so confused. He kept logging in with different names. He's on different platforms with different names here and there. He had 1 million names. I'm like, who are you? Who are you, man?
I remember those days.
What is the one main moniker that you would say is my main brand name?
What?
What would your main brand name be? Like mine is Nave's Garden. What's yours? Like if somebody wanted to find you, what would you want them to find you under?
Pinoy Grower 710.
710. See, I always want to say Pinoy Grower 707. I don't know why.
Yeah, because that was my original one. That's
see?
why. That was my
Do you
original
see
one.
how that works, people? Do you see how branding works now? You see. It gets stuck in your brain. You know?
Yeah,
That's good.
That was the good days.
You're still 707. What?
But yeah, yes sir.
There's no way I'd be able to keep up. Bro, are you proud of me sometimes when I get people right? Like when old schoolers come in with names and shit, and I'm like, oh my god, Gold Alchemist is here.
Yeah, you got a good memory, bro.
Gold Alchemist was...
Me, I'm more faces type of person.
Bro, I remember hanging out with you and Gold Alchemist talking about guns in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yep. I remember that shit. We had hella guns back then, too.
That was so long ago. How many years ago was that conversation we were at?
That was like
I was
10 years, maybe.
It was more than 10 years ago. It's like, I want to say it was more than 10 years ago.
Yeah, I was
Maybe
in
it
North
wasn't.
Carolina, and you had just got to California, bro.
So, dude,
And we
then we're
left
talking
the same
13,
time.
14 years ago, right? It's 2023. It's almost 2024.
Yeah.
So, dude, I moved in
I left 2013.
I moved there in 2010. I moved to California in 2010.
Oh yeah, so it's way longer than that for sure.
Makes it easy. Broke my neck in 2000. Moved to California in 2010. Moved back to Florida 2021. The end of 2021 or the beginning of 2022? I don't know. I don't know when I got back here. So it's been more than a year and a half. God, man. I can't believe I've been here for over a year and a half.
Yeah, it's almost 2 years because when you first got there, I was still living in Florida too.
Yeah, it'll be
in
2
my
years.
in my apartment with my mom.
It'll be
at my
2
mom's
years.
apartments.
It'll be 2 years in, I want to say March next year.
Nice.
Yeah, February, March. It's raining. It's raining.
Yeah, it's raining over here
Raining
too.
coast to coast. You get the
Come
weather
on.
report here, folks. It's raining.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. That's right. We've got reporting in from California, rain. Reporting in from Orlando, Florida, rain. It's raining everywhere. Here, let me show you my boobies like the weather girl does on TV. March of 2021. March of 2021. No, dude, it couldn't have been. It'd have to be 2022, right? It'd have to be 2022. Because I flew out here when COVID first started,
Mhm.
and then I flew back. He's like, it's raining outside. Raining outside. It's raining outside. Hey, look at that, it's raining. You're gonna try to put $100 in if it goes down to 31. I'd say, even if it goes down to 34, and somebody wants to buy in, they're gonna be doing really good. We're gonna watch it, man. If it drops. I have no problem purchasing plenty of it at any point. Any point. Now, when it's down, when it's up from here, I don't care. My money is doing way better sitting in there right now.
He's all like, let me tell you.
The thing is, when I pull my money out of the bank, it's not a realized profit. It's just storage. When I pull money out of crypto, I have to pay taxes on it. Right? Because it's an investment.
I feel like you have more control with your crypto though, because like the crypto is not going to use your money. You know how the banks use your money and loan your money out and shit like that, and then when you go and like say you put in a 500,000 one day, 2 days later you couldn't go in there and pull all that out. You'd have to wait and all this other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I tried pulling. I remember when I was in what was it? My first house in Sacramento. I was doing pretty good on work where I was working. I deposited like $10,000 into my account, and I couldn't even pull $7,500 out the next day.
Oh,
that's when I first got my fucking bank account, bro. And I almost shut my bank account down over that shit.
It's weird.
They're like, oh, you have to wait a day or so.
Oh, for it to go in, yeah, for it to hit the bank. Yeah, Yeah.
I was just like,
yep.
What?
Yep. Because they're using your money.
Yes.
Yeah. The Federal Reserve is holding on to it.
Nah. I was like, isn't this a bank? You guys are supposed to have this on hand.
The Federal Reserve slowed it way down to like 5 days. And now they've lifted that, so now it's almost instant. When you put money in a bank now, it goes almost instantly in. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So they're having to be more competitive because of crypto. And
I noticed that because now you can take a check and you could do it over your phone. You could deposit it with your phone. Take a picture of both front and back, and then boom, the money's in your account.
Exactly, instantly.
It's crazy.
I think that crypto needs to be treated just like a bank, and that I should not have to pay fucking taxes on my crypto earnings. It's bullshit. It's, hey man, why is storing it in a bank, I'm not getting taxed on that, but storing it in crypto, when I want to pull it out, I have to pay taxes on that.
That's
why
crazy,
is it the exact
dude.
same thing? It's bullshit.
I feel like that's not now we're not in a free country, you know what I'm saying? Now there's like, they make their own rules as they go along, bro. I don't like that shit. That shit sucks.
$36,270. It's low. Hold. Everybody wait. You're gonna buy some. Wait. If it's gonna go down to 31, we're gonna watch it if it happens. Everything's going down too. The Harmony, everything's losing value right now, which is
the calm before the storm, brother. It's the calm before the storm.
Oh hell yeah. Virtual banks are changing the way mainstream banks operate. I just took on a new bank because they're offering a lot more in APY for storing my money there, and they were offering a deal for moving my money there, and I wanted to tell my other bank to fuck off, and I told them why I was doing it. I told them, I'm like, I'm taking my money out because you guys forgot what customer service was a long time ago. And I want you to know that. I won't be doing business with you anymore. I'm completely moving my business over to another bank now. Bye-bye. Billy Bong, you're having your paychecks deposited onto Coinbase in USDC. When you pull that USDC out, do you have to pay taxes on it? See, USDC doesn't go up in value. It stays at $1. 420 Bongman, because it's crypto. And you're not getting any earnings off of USDC. So they don't tax you on that, do they? I wouldn't think they would, but it is crypto. But you're not making any money on it. Investment money's taxed at half the rate. We're going to have to learn more about this. You're getting 5% APY on your USDC. You're getting 5% APY on your USD, right? So when you pull that out, you're going to pay taxes on it, right? Out of the money you make. Yeah. There's no such thing as free money, that's for sure, man. IRS makes sure of that. That's why Carl the Moon lives in Dubai. I have a feeling the tax situation over there is completely different.
Yeah, I probably would have tried to move to Dubai, but you can't smoke there. It's like death. You'll get your ass, dude. I'm cool with that shit. You see what happened to that damn basketball player? I ain't trying to end up like that fucking basketball player. Hell nah.
Yeah, and they don't get robbed either, right, Tula? There's no bank tellers to get robbed in a bank that's electronic.
Yeah, if it was all like, just like, what is that? That would be like all AI then, right? But even AIs like mess up. I don't know if it was true, but I was reading something on online that said that one of those arms at the factory, at the Amazon factory, you know, one of those arms that moves and grabs boxes, snatched somebody up, bro, and fucking like fucked them up because it thought the person was a box. Like a malfunction.
AI, yay. That can't hurt us. It's not gonna hurt us. You get deals, yeah. You get for opening up a new account. No penalty for bounce check. No bounce check fee and shit. That's good. They need to be more competitive because these other banks, you know, they're just shooting themselves in the foot if they're not going to keep up. Stuffed them in a box and taped it up. Holy shit, man. 35,972. Big, huge drop. It went right through fucking 36.
Oh, it was at 36,399 or something like that.
Bro. This is like, it's back up to 36 right now. It's like, it wants to go to 31 so bad. You can see these moves are huge. It wants to do it quick. It's like, I want to get in on that thing when it does it. They're going to be charging, I bet they're going to be charging an arm and a leg for purchases. But, so I would think they'd be charging me 36.2 right now. All right, we'll see. We'll see if they've changed the rates at all. Rate is 36,188. I was $22 off. My guess. $36,188. This ain't the bottom, dude. It's going down to 31. Right? Everybody knows it. Everybody's talking about it. How quick is it going to do it? Okay, is this good now? Crisby Cat 407. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's better. You're Daniel Andrusy. I don't know if I'm going to remember that, but it's a way better name than fucking Cat Guy 555, dude. It's just Cat Guy 555 is just so stupid and random. I think I can remember you now. I think I can remember you. Daniel Andrusy, right? We'll see. We'll see if it works for me, man. We're going to work towards that. Here's my question. Are we dropping more? Are we going to go down to 31? Let's just pretend I bought some. Boom, right now. Okay? We're going to pretend I bought some and watch the... Now, I'm okay, I bought it. Watch, it's going to drop now. Because I'm pretending that I bought it. Hey, Bitcoin, I just bought a bunch of you. Watch, it's going to drop now. Watch. Go on. Go back down to 35, you fucking bitch. Look, it's going up, dude. Don't do this to me. Don't even play with my... What are you doing?
Right.
Dude, did a whole bunch of people. Okay, 3682. Let's settle down. Down, down, down. Is that building slowly? Gears at bottom, 73. Let's keep going down, baby. Come on. I just bought some. I didn't buy any. I'm acting like I did. I just bought some, Bitcoin. Come on, your value's going to drop now. It always does after I buy some, but it's like if I don't buy it, it's like it knows. See, but as soon as I buy some, I have that effect on Bitcoin. I don't know why. Freaking Oracle. If everyone was named Ken, problem solved. Crisby Cat 407 learned how to change his name on Rumble. 114, oh my goodness. Dude. Come on, man. Don't you fucking fake me out, you little bitch. I don't fucking care. Like I said, I don't fucking care. I don't care. I'm at that point where I don't fucking care, dude. I don't even care. Look, it says it hit 36,100. It's $100 bounce up from fucking 35. It was low. It was like 35.9 something. I wonder how many people are like, no, fuck your 31. I'm gonna buy it right now. Fuck you. I wonder how many people are like that right now. Is anybody purchasing crypto right now? Let me know in the audience. Are any of you buying Bitcoin right now? Let me know. Who's buying Bitcoin right now at 36,120? When I was all excited to be buying it at 37.1 yesterday. $1,000 cheaper. That looks like an opportunity to me. Anybody in the audience buying crypto at 36.1? Are you scared it's going to go down to 31? And then are you going to buy at 31? Let me know in the chat. Are you waiting for it to go down to 31? Or are you thinking, you know what, I'm just going to get... Oracle says no Bitcoin. Yo, Ken, are you going to pick up at 31? You're buying Ethereum, but you're waiting for a drop. Tomorrow I'll be buying $3,000 worth, says Crispy Cat. Daniel Andressy. Tula. I could. 36,109. I'd like to take $36,000 right now and buy a Bitcoin. So it dropped like $100 so fast, dude. I wonder if it's going to do that all the way down to 31.5. Yo, freaking Oracle, if you believe that, you're not even going to just pick up a little bit right now? Are you holding some Bitcoin right now? How much you are holding Bitcoin? How much Bitcoin are you holding? I'm trying to pick up on this vibe, man, this market vibe. I'm trying to pick up on this market vibe, bro. 36,105. Shit. I'd love to be able to send you some Bitcoin to distribute amongst your viewers, but it says I can't send you back anything on Nay's Garden. Not a lot of Bitcoin? I'm trying to get 10 Bitcoins, Ken. I'm trying to work up to 10 Bitcoins. Just for the sake of easy math. So all I have to do is put a 0 after the number and know how much it's worth. Oh, I'm up to 6.5. And whatever Celsius gives me back, which is supposed to be 69% of $100,000. So it's supposed to be $69,000 worth of Bitcoin, I'm assuming, which would be 2 more Bitcoins.
Mm-hmm.
So with the 6.5, yeah, that'll put me at 8.5. So I have to buy 1.5 Bitcoins, bro, to get my 10. Dude, if anybody even had 1 Bitcoin right now, they'd be looking great. Let alone 6. I mean, if it goes up to $100,000,
we're in there.
dude, look where we are. Look what happened. 36,174. Did I buy any crypto just now? They at 36,118. Remember, it was 36,118, right? What do you guys think? Do you guys think I bought it or not? Do you think I waited? Let me know in the chat what you think I did. $200. Why is it gonna go up, man? Is it gonna reverse? Is it gonna stop dropping? 221, or is this just a fake out to 31? This has got to be a fake out. They're just so sure it's gonna go down to 31. They're so convinced it's gonna go to 31. Tula's like, yes, you did. Nick's like, nah. Crypto song "Don't Trip" by The Dip is awesome. If you listen carefully, it explains a lot. Yeah, Hodl Gang's all you need to listen to, bro. Hodl Gang is the only song you need to know about crypto. Buy it and hold on to it. Hodl Gang. You think I'm waiting for 35? Oh, I'm waiting for 31, bro. But did I buy at 36,188 is the question. I thought it was 118, but I think it's 188. 36,188. Why would I have done that? Why would I have done that if I think it's going to go down to 31? And I'll tell you why. I did do it. It's right where I bought it at right now. This is where I bought it at, basically. 188, 192. That's where I bought it. Because when it goes down even further, I'm going to get more. That's why. Because I don't fucking care, because I know it's going to go right past. It's going to go up and go right past all this shit. It's supposed to do this. $37. My buy was at 36,188. And I'm sure it's going to go down to 31.5 or 32. And I don't fucking care. I'll buy it when it goes down. I'll buy it as it keeps going up. My money makes way more money sitting in there than sitting in a bank.
Oh, what was I doing?
Did your cabin get raided?
Oh yeah, I been got raided last night.
God damn it. How they take everything?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was over there.
Were you AFK?
Yeah. I was asleep. They came in full force. Oh my god. Pellegrino's dead. Yep. Let's see if I can get my stuff.
I'd have to look at the volume really to get an idea of what's going on with the market. If that's the freaking volume, man, it doesn't say. I think it is though. Oh, volume. Oh, it is the volume. Oh, I see it now. Oh, cool, man. Okay. Oh my God. Yeah, dude. Volume's going crazy, so it's great, man. I don't know what's going on, but there's a lot of people into the market right now. Holy shit. This could be a giant fucking buy-in right now by people. It's dropping. It's straight dead dropping right now.
What's it at right now?
It's at 36,235. But we dropped. Look at how we dropped to get down there.
Wow.
So people are going to see that and they're going to react to it. Now they're either going to panic sell or they're going to panic buy. And that's what we're going to wait for right now. We're going to see it happen. It's either going to go one way or the other. And if they sell off, if they're like, oh my God, it is going to go down to 31, sell everything right now and reacquire at 31, because a lot of people are trading, then it'll force the value straight down as soon as they start selling off. But what's crazy is, I guess they're selling to the exchanges. I guess the exchanges are making those purchases. That's why there doesn't have to be a buyer on the other end. The exchange will take the purchase and then move it on when there's a demand for it.
Dude.
Lordy Nordy, good morning. How's it going? Check mark incoming. What does that mean, check mark? Oh, check mark. You mean like a hockey stick? I hope you're right, bro. We'll see, because as of right now, it's just dangling. Look at it. 36, 199, 193. 199. 211. Dude, we'll just see, man, if people how people respond to it. Bear, where are we going? Are we going to go down to 31? Are we going to 31 or are we going to reverse right now? What do you think? Because that mark on that 24 hour is strikingly visible, and it's going to cause one of two things, man. So which is it going to be? The sell-off or the buy-in? Or people are going to be like, fuck 31, dude, I'm going in now. Are people going to be like that? Or are people going to be like, no, it's going up 31, I'll wait. It's going up 31, I'll make a few extra bucks and wait. And then I'll buy in. I'm watching for it to take back 36,260. Why? What's going to happen at 36,260? You think then it goes back up? 36,260. I don't see any. What is that? I don't even see anything there. Because it hasn't been there in a while. Not in the 24 hours. 36,260. You want me to auctioneer it up to 36,260, 45, and anything go to 5, anything go to 5, anything go to 5, anything go to 2, anything go to 2, anything go to 2, 10, 2, 22, 2, 25, 5, anything go to 2, this is for bear market money, 5 and 2, 22, trying to get up to 260, 3 and 15 go to 2, anything go to 5, 5, anything to 2, 14, 5 and 15, 10, 10, 15, 2, 14, 67, 2, 17, 96, 5 and 15 go to 10, anything go to 2, 14, 89, 2 and 15, 10, 10, 15 go to 2, 2, 15 go to 2, 14, 89, 5 and 15, 2, 16, 5 and 2, 16, 56, 5 and 15, 10, 10, 15 go to 2, 15, 2, 16, 56, 15, 5 and 15, 2, 2 and a 15, 216, trying to get to 260, folks. 218 and a 15, 5 and a 15, 219, 5 and a 15, 10, 10, 15, gonna get to 220, 2 and a 15 quarter, 250 quarter, 219, 295, 5, 4, 54, 5, 15 quarter. Look at all them numbers flying by. 3 and a 15, 10, 50 quarter, 250 quarter, 5, 50 quarter, 250 quarter, 219, 5, 50 quarter, 10 and 15, 214, 20, 5 and a 15, 10, 50 quarter, 250 quarter, 250 quarter, 5 and 10, 50 quarter, 10 and a 205, 205. That's not looking good. 2 and a 15, 10, 50 quarter, 250 quarter, 250 quarter, 5, 5 and 15, 10, 50 quarter, 2 and a 15, 10, 10, 15 quarter, 5, 5, 15 quarter, 205 and a 5, 5, 206, 5, 5, 52, 236, 5 and a 50, 206, 15, 10, 50 quarter, 250. 208, 15, 10, 10, 50, how do they, like, they do like circular breathing while they do that or something? It's like, you don't hear them breathe. It's like they just keep going. Yeah.
They're just going.
205, 206, 2 and a 15, 10, 206, 2 and a 15, 10, 204 and a 15, 85, 5 and a 15, and 213, 5 and a 213, folks. 3 and a 15, 10. Are we going to get to 260? 5 and a 15. Dude, it's fighting it. Fighting. You can tell it's fighting. It doesn't want to go. It's like, look, 168. What? Why are you 168ing me? Because I stopped my auctioneering. That's why. It's when I stopped auctioneering, it dropped. You see that? It's me. It's me. It's me. Where's that big buy-in, man? I can't believe that people aren't like, yeah, dude. No, because they're like, no, I'm going to wait till 31. I'm totally going to wait. $35. It's going to 35. 36, 159. It's supposed to go to 31. 36, 152. It's dropping. 154. Is there a sell-off? Oh my God, there's a huge spike. There's a huge spike in volume, guys. So we're going to find out right now. We're going to find out right now. Killer food to eat for lunch today. It's 11 o'clock. God bless America. Let's see what human nature does on this. I mean, because visually, you're looking at this drop and you're thinking, oh, this is the perfect time to buy. I want to get the bottom. You know, how many people are thinking that? I mean, everybody knows it's going to 31.5. Are you kidding me? Everybody's in on it. And it dropped that quick. I mean, why not just get this over with? Let's just get it over with, man. Let's get down there. Yo, Enoch, what's up, son? Daniel Andrews, he doesn't think we're going any lower than 34. $31.5. You should be ready at 32. Yeah, I'm ready at 30. Dude, I'm buying right now. I don't give a fuck. I'm buying right now. I don't care. I don't care. My average buy-in is 37.2, bro. This is all gravy for me. Everything down here is just beautiful. You know, I saw it. I saw it when I hit 37.2, you know, and I'm like, I'm ready for it, bro. Whenever it goes, I'm good. I can't wait, man. I'm trying to get my 10, man, you know. $36,075. You know we got down to 35. You know we got down to 35. 9. Why does it show that on our chart here? I'm so confused right now. We got down to 30. Oh, it must have reversed the movement or something. I don't know. I don't see it on the chart. Maybe I'll refresh the chart page. Let me see if that changes anything. Yeah, there it is. See? See, you guys? I'm good, aren't I? I knew something was wrong with our chart. Look. See? There's that spike down. I was like, we went down lower than when we are right now. So that helps to refresh the page like that, huh? So, yeah, we got down to 35.9. Anything under 36.1? I got in at 36.188. A little bit. And then I'm going to get a lot more if it drops even more. I figure I buy some, it always drops. Right? So I bought some, not all what I wanted. Dude, I want a whole goddamn Bitcoin and a half. I want to buy a whole other Bitcoin and a half, actually. I mean, what good is having some Bitcoin if you don't have enough that you want to get rid of any, you know? It just sits there. It's reversing. It's fucking reversing. You know, I don't mind because it means I bought the freaking bottom. But I want it to go down. I want more and I want it cheaper. So, but if I made that purchase just in case it doesn't go down to 31 or 32. And then I can say, man, I just had a feeling, man, that I thought other people were going to be thinking like me and thinking it might not go down to 32. And if it doesn't go down to 32, this could be my last opportunity to fucking get cheap. You know? Dude, if this fucking reverses, I'll be like, whoa. But you can see the move totally. It check marked, man. Rumble app keeps crashing on you. Maybe uninstall it and reinstall it. Watch for 36250. Don't think too far like that. You got this when you actually pay attention.
Oh.
I mean, 32,000 could happen in seconds, bro. It could happen right now. It could just go BAM! And if we're watching and we're ready, we can get in. And it can happen while you're sleeping tonight, whatever. You can set up a buy on these apps. Some of these apps will let you buy at whatever price you want. You just set it up. You're going to have the thing go through, but... there seemed to be some really good support, man, down there. It was a big bounce. It bounced up over 36.2. There's a lot of purchases that do happen at the same time because there's a lot of people that are automated, that are doing this with automated purchases. But what I'd like to know is how the exchange knows what the value is at any given moment. How do they know? And why do some exchanges are different than others? You know? Where are they getting that information from? Where does an exchange get its value information from? That's my question. I don't know how important that is to know. Because what really matters is what are they charging you at the end of the day. That's all that fucking matters. Is not what it is, but what are you paying? Not what you could be paying if you can't find it cheaper. That's it. You always want to find the cheapest place to buy it. We need 50,000 people on a live stream to hit the buy button all at the same time. You feel like you're watching me through a kaleidoscope? It's not running perfectly smooth. It's better when it runs smoother. But because I'm monitoring crypto, I've got a couple other windows open here. What good is that? Huh. No idea. If I close another window, it'll here. Wait, let me see. Which other window can I close? I'll close this one. Too many Opera browsers open, browser windows. That's it. Oh, wait, let me check this too. Oh, it's on auto. Here we go. This will help. Here you go. Watch this. This will fix that. Well, I guess not. Makes it clearer, but this is a big bounce here, man. I'm assuming it's going to bounce up and continue downward. Yeah, it's messed up. I don't know. My computer needs to be rebooted or something. I don't know why it's not running video smooth. I updated my drivers, my video drivers, and after I did yesterday, everything seemed to be running better. Yesterday. Oh wait. This is stupid, but let me just do that. I don't know why it's doing that. It's bullshit. When it's smooth, it's nice. It's a little smoother on that page. Isn't that weird? Huh. I'm trying to close as many resources as I can. I mean, if I close out this window, it's at 36,243. Holy shit, man. Dude, I will be the seer of seers if this doesn't go down to fucking 31.5, bro. And I made that purchase when I did. I'm totally taking credit for that. 249, 270. Dude, it just went from 249 to 270. 273. $281. 289. 288. 292. Let's fucking go. Buys for people now. Yeah, AI is buying. I'm sure that was just a matter of time. 291, 292. That screen isn't good for people with epilepsy. Sorry, I can't stay. $291.74. $291.05. $291.59. Dude, that is some movement. $289. $291. What's the low here? $287.75, huh? $287.03. Okay. There's still well, there's looks like, yeah, there's good volume coming in. I can't believe it's just a massive amount of buying and selling that just seems to be canceling each other out for the most part. Where's the excitement, people? I wonder what that means, man. That spike like that. I wonder if anything's changed because of it. That's a giant retest of 36 with support. It found massive support down there. Does that mean it can't go? It can't fall past that point because it's bouncing up so high? It's almost reaching previous support, man. Holy shit! It's there. It's fucking there. 36 240. 36 240. $36 240. He said what, 260? Watch for 36 250, he said. Boom. This is it. You guys, it's breaking through support right now. It's breaking through. This is it. That's the 9 EMA on that daily falls into a lot of people's strategies. Dude, I can see the previous support on the 24 hour. This is in a really good place, man. Both times it shot up from here. And I wanted to get more, dude, but it's like, is it going to go down to 32 even after all this?
It kind of looks like, you see on the left of your graph, you see how it's like a little mountain and then it goes all the way down and then it jumps back up a little bit. It kind of looks like that again, repeated. See how it goes down and then shoots up a little bit and then goes down again.
Yeah, because these are the points of support and resistance that it's imitating. It does the same thing. That's why we look back at what it did before, and it will behave on those points. It will react to those exact. So that's why this right here, where it is right here, if it gets above, if it gets to 36.3, it's gone, man. It's going to go straight up. This is a really good place for it. And it's just having a problem though, man. It's gotta power through, man. That's the power in oxygen. Ready for some dabby dabs, Enoch? Hell yeah, buddy. Carl the Moon and Crypto Kid both said it's going down to 32 or 31.5. They're looking at a long-term longer-term scale than what I look on. They're not looking on the 24-hour. Yeah. Is that what Crypto Chris said?
Mm, mm, mm.
Dude, that tunnel's not smooth. What if I refresh the page, bro? No. It still sucks. Oh, we broke through 300, guys. What did I tell you? If we broke through 300, what was going to happen? We're going to go up. It's got so much support right there. It's crazy. All it ever does at this point is go up. So there it goes, 323. Look at this, man. I like it when Bitcoin's predictable. And if I tried to buy it right now, they'd be getting me at 36.5.
Damn.
No, thank you. It's going to be a fight. Hey, Karen. I don't know. It's 500, you think? I don't know, man. It looks supported all the way up, guys. I think it's going to go right to 500 right now. I think it's just got so much support. Let me show you what I mean by that. Right here, down here where my arrow is, and down here. Anytime it got down this low, what happened? It went up. See that? Look how high it went up from that point. From this point, again, it hit 300, and what did it do? It went way up. So once again, we are right there, which means we're right here, which means we're right here. So if it does what it always does at this point in the last 24 hours, and our volume is pumped up, I think it's just going to ride straight up because people can look and see what I just looked at. And they can be like, oh, and they'll play into it. They'll be like, yeah, it's time to buy. It's going up. I'm hoping that's how human nature works. I don't know.
He's like, sold.
I know.
Sold.
I'm hoping. Yes, that's exactly. Let's see what it does. I'm going to go make my lunch. I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? I can see the chat now. Just drinking my coffee.
Oh, man. This is bullshit, dude. Oh, I want to hear this. Holy shit. Let's see. Let's put that right here.
Let me start with you, Brooke. I want to read you what you tweeted me recently, because I think this will set the tone for this debate. You said, Piers, I've been on the show. I know you to be a fair journalist, but I don't understand why you're giving these Islamo-Nazis such a large platform over and over again to spread their venom. There comes a point when you have heard their message and you've done your duty. Would you likewise host every single member of the SS in Nazi Germany for the sake of debunking? I hate to say you're not doing a good job at it. Their lies and propaganda are so carefully crafted.
Look at her laughing about it. She's smiling.
The more effective they become.
What's so
Asking
funny?
people to debate them, to debate how many babies were killed, whether it's by beheading or by stabbing or by burning babies alive, is tasteless and disgraces the memory of the innocent Jewish people who've been killed. At what point does your journalism become a propaganda tool for terrorism? They send their best and brightest to you to engage in mental masturbation, acrobatics, and they're running circles around you. With all due respect, enough. In the battle between good and evil, there is no journalistic obligation to continue to put evil on a platform to be debated. So, I mean, that seems to me a pretty strong way to start this debate, because what you seem to be saying is that so long as I have pro-Israeli voices, that's fine. As long as I have a lot of people like you who just have one view of this, then I'm a fair journalist. But the moment I stray into people who are pro-Palestinian in a very passionate manner, then somehow I'm failing in my journalistic duty.
You gotta give props to Piers. He stepped up. This time he stepped up. He's basically breaking it down. He's basically saying, I'm being impartial. I'm being a journalist. Round of applause. Round of applause to Piers.
A passionate manner, then somehow I'm failing in my journalistic duty. And I would say that that right there is part of the problem, Brooke, because I have tried to turn this show into a genuinely fair platform for all sides, all arguments, all voices. And I think we've been getting the audiences that reflects, which is people like it. They like to hear both sides. Why don't you?
So, Piers, thank you for bringing up that tweet. First, I want to say that's not what I'm saying at all. There's pro-Palestinian, there's pro-Israel, but you've been having pro-Hamas people on your platform, and you're giving them an opportunity to spew their virulent anti-Semitism and their propaganda that justifies Hamas terrorism. It's one thing to debate issues of geopolitics and national.
Brooke, can you name one?
Right in front of me, I can't. I was replying to something that
just name
you
one.
had someone on.
Wow, she can't even defend her statement with one example, guys. He just destroyed her.
That I was.
Name one.
None of the people he invited actually said they are in favor of Hamas. Bassam basically said he understands why a group like Hamas would emerge. All the other guys, low-key, all of them, they're basically saying they don't agree with the violent attacks on both sides. That's not condoning Hamas. What is she talking about? She's lying. She's lying. She's definitely lying.
Yeah, I can't. I was replying to something that
just name
you
one.
had someone on that I was.
Name one guest I've had in a month.
You know, I don't have
who
the
actually
names
has
on me right
expressed-
now, but I can name someone
No, but
who
hang
is
on, Brooke,
right now.
with all due
Token Tony Z, what's up, buddy? Could you imagine people betting Bitcoin on the prices of Bitcoin? Someone saying it's not going to go up 36 and someone says, I'll bet you $1,000 Bitcoin it does. Crispy Cat, that's called shorting the market. People do that all day. It's all people do, bro. You're so funny that you didn't know that. Yeah, just knowing a good site is key. I don't feel there's much to be made on apps. Lordy Nordy. Michael Haskey, I've been getting by on a good payout one. App that is good. I gotta get meds bad. Hey, Nay, Panoy, and Trendies, Token Tony Z. I hope you make it big, Michael, says Lordy Nordy. Michael Haskey, just gotta make it enough to get a truck for my company. Go back and running. I thank you, Lordy. You bet. Until then, I'll have to keep busting my ass making tape products for 3M. Woohoo, I love tape. Right in front of me, she said, so everything she is saying is on paper, eh?
Respect,
Jahad
Brooke,
Ali.
with all respect, you tweeted
Yeah.
this lengthy attack on me and my journalistic
Okay,
rigor
so
and
I
fairness,
will talk about
and
it.
I'm simply
Let's
asking
talk
you
about,
if you're
for
going to
example,
do
the
Brooke,
people you
Brooke,
have on.
Hey, Piers is going in. I've never seen this before. This is very, very interesting.
Right. So
in
I will
fairness,
talk about
and
it.
I'm simply
Let's
asking
talk
you
about,
if you're
for
going to do
example, the
Brooke,
people you
Brooke,
have on right
hang
now.
on, Brooke. Hang on. If you're going to do that, I don't think it's unreasonable for you to say who. Which of my pro-Palestinian guests expressed support for Hamas? Because I must have missed that.
Was Jahad Ali, who is on the show right now with us, for example, has deep connections to the Muslim Brotherhood. The Muslim Brotherhood is the mother of all terrorist organizations. It spawned Hamas, a designated terrorist group, which is currently killing both Gazan and Israeli civilians. Was Jahad Ali, who is on the platform with me right now, and your audience needs to know this, sat on the board of the Muslim Student Association, which is widely known to be a Muslim Brotherhood entity. He also has writings that are cross-posted on the English language website of the Muslim Brotherhood. He has cross-posted authors who call for the eradication of the Jewish state. He's a leading writer at CAP, the Center for American Progress, which also has ties to the Muslim Brotherhood.
She's not doing Jews any favors at all, man. She's not representing Jews well at all. At all. I hate to say it.
Blowing at the
Okay,
same
let me
time,
go to the man you've just been.
Let me go to
Wajahat
that they are using right now.
Let me go to the man you've been accusing. Wajahat, what do you say to that?
Well, first of all, excellent pronunciation of my name, Brooke. Thank you. Also, it's pretty amazing that for a human rights lawyer, you really don't seem to care much about human beings who happen to be Palestinians or Muslim or Arab. It's like a fireman who's actually
Of
an
course
arsonist.
I do.
But thank you.
I risked my life
not-
to make a movie
I'm sure-
about Arab children. I risked
him
my
speak,
life
Brooke.
to
Let him
make a
speak.
movie about Arab
I'm-
children and was given an award
She's a
by
bitch.
the
Speak,
United
please.
Nations for my
This
advocacy
fucking
work
cunt.
for
All right, let
Palestinian
him-
children.
let him
so
answer-
good job on doing your research.
Let him answer you, please.
You
But
are
he's
the hero and you are the
slandering me.
victim. But let me say the following. Let me say that the person who accused me of being the Muslim Brotherhood and the person who's accused us, anyone who's pro-Palestinian, of being a Nazi, which is, by the way, what Brian Mass said, a Republican. He
No,
said
I
there's no
never
such
said
thing
that.
as
That is
Palestinian
absolute
civilians
slander
because
and libel.
they're just like Nazis, right? But anyway,
She talks
let me say
over
this,
him. I
'cause
hate
Pierre,
that
I've seen
shit.
your show.
Condemn the
I
Muslim
appreciate
Brooke, can you
the
let-
things that
would you
you've
have-
done.
Can you
Speak,
shut
please.
up?
Condemn the
Hey,
Muslim
this is what I'd say.
Brotherhood.
Let me say this.
This is what I'd say. Hey, you stupid fucking dumb bitch. Shut your fat fucking mouth hole and let the man speak. Shut up. Alright? You give women a bad name when you do dumb shit like this. That's what I'd say to her. And I'd make her shut up.
I'm going to go a step forward. Look at this. This is what I'm going to do because
I'd be like, yo, producer, mute her mic. Now. Mute her fucking mic. Okay, go ahead, sir.
I've seen people with my melanin on Pure Show. I've proactively been asked to condemn Hamas. I condemn Hamas. I condemn Hezbollah. I condemn Islamic Jihad. I condemn Muslim Brotherhood. I condemn chocolate hummus. I condemn anti-Semitism. I condemn Islamophobia. I condemn white supremacy. I also condemn Israel's occupation. I condemn settler violence against Palestinians that
for
has killed
him.
over 100 people
Good
on
for
the West
this
Bank.
guy, man.
I condemn Netanyahu using dehumanizing language that you
Brotherhood,
use, such as
Christopher.
calling every Palestinian Amalek. I condemn the heritage minister saying that he wants to drop a
36-4, everybody.
nuke on Gaza. I have condemned all of that. Do you, Brooke, join me in condemning everything that I have condemned? Because I think as a human rights lawyer, anyone who cares about humanity, they should condemn everything that I have condemned. Brooke,
100%.
do you
So
condemn?
why, if you condemn the Muslim Brotherhood, are you publishing with the Center for American...
Hey, you stupid fucking bitch. Why didn't you answer his question? Why are you smearing him? Instead of smearing him, answer his question, you idiot.
Progress, which is strong ties to the Muslim Brotherhood? And why do you allow your papers to be cross-posted on Muslim Brotherhood websites? Why have you denied Jewish indigeneity to Judea?
Okay,
Why
Oh, let me
have
ask you a
I'm
question,
gonna
you
get it.
fucking bitch. Are you publishing him on your Jewish websites? Fuck you, you fucking hypocrite. Fuck off.
I'm going to jump in
United
here.
States
Brooke is just listing off things, man. Her points are not coming across well. Her points are not coming across well at all. As you can see, the gentleman on the
Dude, this guy, he's okay. This guy right here, the guy that we're listening to in the bottom corner, he's okay. My commentary, way better. What do y'all think?
right, he's basically saying he condemns everything.
Fuck
He
yeah.
condemns
He's
Hamas.
okay, though.
He condemns Netanyahu. She doesn't really have an argument to make. She's acting like this guy is this horrible, disgusting, pro-Hamas individual.
Right.
But no, he literally just condemned Hamas.
indigenuity to Judea.
Okay,
Why
you know
have
what,
you
Brooke, I'm gonna get it.
blamed
I'm gonna
the
jump
United
in here.
States for
I'm
creating
gonna jump in here because we're
ISIS?
straying. You keep
come
mentioning.
and you say these things on television,
Brooke.
but you write the exact opposite
Yeah, Brooke, I'm
in your writing.
I'm going to jump in and come to Glenn. He's been waiting very patiently as you guys have been going at it. Glenn, in a way, this kind of is reflective of
Right.
the debate I
Right, Daniel?
thought we should be having. Because it seems to me that a lot of people are simply not prepared to tolerate other views. Generally, in society, we've got to a place where people get cancelled if they don't toe the line, don't have the opinion that a certain group of people have decided is the only opinion that's allowed. How have we got there? How has it been through this war? I mean, to me, watching Twitter, X as it now is in this war, is like this terrible assault on the brain. It's just people screaming in a self-righteous, often fake news-oriented way, trying to scream their opponents into submission. Where
Just understand this, Pierce. You are on the right side of history, okay? That's all you need to worry about. With all the screaming and all the obnoxiousness going on throughout all the noise, as much as I have never liked you, ever, I'm giving you 100% full credit for being on the right side of this, and I respect you based on that alone. I appreciate you, and I don't mind watching you.
Be right back. I'm going to the bathroom.
Okay, I love the fact that you're making a lot of sense now.
is honest democratic debate gone? What do we do about this?
Yeah, I think you're right that Brooke, your first guest, is a perfect reflection of what has gone so wrong with this discourse ever since October 7th. She did two things that has been really pathological in terms of how we're trying to conduct discourse about a very serious issue. Number one, she equates every person who criticizes Israel or who defends the Palestinian cause of being an Islamic Nazi or somehow being associated with terrorists, as she did with Wajahat, with whom I have a lot of differences.
It is true. You just did it. We all heard you do it. It's what you do. Anybody who is pro-Palestine, according to you, is anti-Jew, anti-Israel. I mean, you're not the only one with that point of view. But we just saw what you said about Piers Morgan in your tweet that you stand behind, and you haven't retracted any of it. So Mr. Glenn Greenwald here is going to breathe some straight fire for the rest of us.
But
That
he has
is
never done
libelous. I do
anything
not
like that. The
equate
idea that
everybody
the
with
Center
being
for
Islam,
American
I'm not
Progress, can I?
You are doing exactly
Center
what you
for American-
accused me of
You
doing.
must let him
which is
speak.
flattering.
Listen, you stupid fucking bitch. Shut up and let him speak, okay? Let the man speak. He's got something to say, and the reason why you're talking over him is because you know he's destroying your argument. That's the only defense you have, is to talk over him. If you let his words stand alone, you get destroyed. We know.
Brooke, you
We
have
know
listen
how
to
this
other
works.
people.
I want to hear from Glenn.
The idea that the Center for American Progress is some sort of crypto terrorist group, when in fact it is the most mainstream Democratic Party platform that hosted Benjamin Netanyahu, that completely supports Israel, just like the Democratic Party does, is derangement. And this attempt to accuse everyone of being a bigot or an anti-Semite the minute they express any criticism of Israel, I think is very toxic. But the worst thing, Piers, is that ever since a month ago when this started, we have had a spate of censorship throughout the West aimed only at one side, which is the pro-Palestinian side. France banned all pro-Palestinian protests. You can have pro-Israel protests. You can go and say you think Gaza should be flattened, that all Gazans should be eradicated, like many people say. What you can't do, though, is march in opposition to the French policy. The British Home Secretary said waving a Palestinian flag may be a crime. In the U.S., they're banning pro-Palestinian groups. So we can have our differences. Obviously, this is a very inflammatory
No, they're
issue,
banning them from
but
colleges.
What we should not do is try
They've
and
kicked them out of
suppress healthy
colleges.
debate
10
through
of them
state
here,
censorship, through
10
banning
groups
one
here
side
in
from
just the
expressing
state of Florida.
themselves, or
So she's
accusing
a
everybody
fucking
of being
liar.
a terrorist and a Nazi.
That's 100% facts. That's why on this channel I always try to be impartial. That's the only way to do it. That's the only way to be fair.
Yes.
And if you want to learn and actually really broaden your horizons and actually, really get a good grasp of what is going on, you gotta take in different sources,
Yes.
both the left and the right,
Yes.
and even the center. You can't just be narrowed in on one point of view.
Right.
Fantastic point this guy's making, man.
One side from expressing themselves or accusing everybody of being a terrorist
This
and a
guy
Nazi
is Glenn Greenwald
because
from the
they
Gray
express
Zone, bro.
criticism for the Israeli
I'm sorry.
government, something
This
which
guy.
many Jews like myself and many Israelis do as well.
Okay, let me go to Brooke.
No,
I want to
I'm
ask
sorry,
Brooke.
you're just
Brooke, I want to
lying.
ask you a question.
Oh, Glenn Greenwald
Is
just
this
lying, everybody.
pro-Palestinian?
Okay, Brooke.
The murder and bludgeoning of a Jewish man at a pro-Hamas rally. These are not pro-Palestinian rallies. What is banned is pro-Hamas in Europe. Hamas is a designated terrorist group, and you should understand the difference between that. When you lock students in a library at Cooper's Union and bang on the door and threaten them with violence,
Just because there are a few silly individuals out there who are trying to harass Jews doesn't mean that every pro-Palestinian is out there harassing Jews. She's making generalizations. And any
Terrorist and a Nazi
No.
because they express criticism for the Israeli
I'm sorry.
government, something which many Jews like myself and many Israelis do as well.
Okay, let me go to Brooke.
No,
I want to
I'm
ask
sorry,
Brooke.
you're just
Brooke, I want
lying.
to ask you a question. I'm actually.
is this pro-Palestinian?
Okay, Brooke.
The
can I-
murder and bludgeoning of a Jewish man at a pro-Hamas rally. These are not
What?
pro-Palestinian rallies. What is banned is pro-Hamas in Europe. Hamas is a designated terrorist group, and you should understand the difference between that. When you lock students in a library at Cooper's Union and bang on the door and threaten them with violence,
just because there are a few silly individuals out there who
Right.
are trying to harass Jews
Right.
doesn't mean that every pro-Palestinian is
Right,
out there
right,
harassing Jews.
right.
She's making generalizations.
Exactly.
And any person with common sense knows that you
Exactly.
can't be making generalizations if you want to be taken seriously.
Well
a
said.
library at
Well said.
Cooper's Union and bang on the door and threaten them with violence. That is not free speech. When you beat up Jews because you are projecting your hatred of a foreign government on somebody because of what they look like or what their religion is, that is bigotry. That is not free speech. And your other two guests
Obviously,
want to
violence
cause
is
this
a-
moral
obviously, violence is a
confusion
crime.
that
Okay,
somehow
let me-
the
okay,
peaceful
who-
Don't all speak at
protesters
once. I
are
want to bring in.
protesting for
I want to bring in
Palestine.
Wajahat, please, to
There's
respond to
no-
that.
there's
Let me,
no
Brooke, you can't just keep
democratic
talking.
Palestinian
You've
movement.
made a powerful point.
Okay, so
Let me
this
go to
is-
Wajahat for a response.
This is the big difference between you and me, Brooke, and there are many differences. That I have the capacity to empathize with the suffering of the Jewish people and with Palestinians. That when I see anti-Semitism, when I see Jews who are afraid in Europe and in America, I condemn it. When I see Muslims afraid of Islamophobia, I condemn it. When I see Wadia, who was a 6-year-old boy murdered simply because he's Palestinian American, I condemn it. When I see this man, this 69-year-old man, and they're researching it right now to see whether or not it was a hate crime, I will condemn it. The difference between me and you is that when I see dead
the fuck
children,
up,
when
bro,
I see
says
4,000 Palestinian kids who are killed, it horrifies me. As a human rights lawyer, I'm amazed why this does not horrify you. When you see 4,000 kids
How
killed,
dare you?
this is not
How
shocking
dare
for you.
you
It's collateral
accuse me of
damage.
not being
Right now, the
horrified by civilian deaths?
yesterday said. Can I
I'm
finish?
sorry.
Can I
This
finish?
is
The
total
IDF yesterday
slander
said.
and untruths.
The IDF yesterday
And
said.
untruths.
Stop interrupting me, please. IDF yesterday.
Yeah, shut up, you fucking stupid bitch. And every time you cut him off, you destroy any support that you would ever get from anyone because you can't respect people with a differing opinion from you, and you prove that by not allowing them to talk, and you prove that you're not even worth having the fucking conversation with to begin with. Way to go. You know, this is a losing battle for these cunts.
Said that of the
So
10,000
stop
people
lying.
killed, only 60 were Hamas operatives. So that means that 10,000 people were killed by Israel in the past month, 4,000 children, more kids killed in the past month than in the past 3 years of all war zones, the conflict zones combined. I say it's inhumane and indecent.
That is horrifying.
And
4,000
yeah,
kids
and why doesn't she?
have
Why does she
died.
sit there with that look on her face?
10,000
Why does she say?
people
And you
have
know
died
what?
in
You're right.
Gaza. Of that
That's
10,000,
horrible, and I
4,000
condemn
kids.
that. But she doesn't
And
even
they
say
only
that.
managed to
She
kill
can't even condemn
60
the death of
Hamas
civilian children.
members. I mean,
Look at her indignance.
Zones,
Her
the conflict
her
zones combined.
privilege.
I say it's inhumane and indecent. Do you condemn the 4,000 kids that have been killed? And as of yesterday, the
course,
IDF said
listen, the
only 60
difference
people were Hamas
between-
operatives.
No,
Human-
no, boom. She doesn't condemn it. She tries to say what the difference is between. Well, no. Do you condemn it? It's a simple question. He has just taken your fucking legs out from underneath you. Then he took a hacksaw and cut them off. You have been destroyed by this man. And your inability to condemn the deaths of 4,000 kids that were innocent, that didn't need to be killed by your own precious fucking IDF, well, you know what? It just proves that you don't deserve support from anybody. Ever. Ever again. How about this? Never again support Israel. Never again. Never again. You like that? Never again support Israel. Fuck them. Because of cunts like this. Fuck you. And this was the attitude that I got to see from a lot of Israeli Jews that were talking about Palestinians. This attitude. You know, like we can't condemn something horrible because, you know, we're blind to it. Wow. Okay, well, you know what? We're about to open up your eyes, motherfuckers. How about that?
Rights lawyer, do you condemn
the
it?
pro-Israel
world
and the
is gonna open up your eyes.
so-called Hamas-Palestinian movement is that we mourn the death of all civilians, where the pro-Palestinian Hamas protests.
But you're not going to condemn the deaths of 4,000 kids by the IDF. You're not going to condemn that. Okay.
After October the 7th, we're out on the street celebrating the death of dead Jewish civilians. That is the difference.
So
and the
ceasefire.
other difference
All
right,
between
let me-
you
let me
is
bring
that
you-
you fail
Wait,
to
time out,
understand
please.
the
Time out, please. I want to bring-
concept
sorry.
of cause and effect.
Can you please-
You fail to understand
Excuse me.
the concept of cause and
It
effect.
remains my show at the moment.
Let
All
me
right,
just
Brooke,
make this
that's
point.
enough for now. I want to bring Glenn in.
International law is very clear.
Brooke, you've had a chance to respond.
International law is very
Brooke, you've had a
clear.
chance to
I'm
respond.
sorry, there's a
Please
delay.
respect
I'm sorry, there's a
the
delay.
other panelists.
Okay,
Glenn,
yes.
I want to bring
I'm
Glenn.
sorry, there's a delay. All of a
Glenn,
sudden, there's a
so I
delay.
just-
Let me
Glenn,
ask Glenn.
yeah.
Glenn, you're a
Yeah, go ahead.
You're a
I'm
Jewish
sorry, there's
man.
a delay.
When you look at what is going on here, I will be completely candid. I've said this to other guests in the last couple of weeks. I've found what happened October the 7th to be an unbelievable scale of barbaric terrorism beyond
agree.
anything I've seen
I agree.
in my lifetime, to
I
be
agree.
honest with you, the way it was done.
I agree.
And I completely understand Israel's not only right, but duty to defend itself. But is there a line here that Israel shouldn't cross in its attempt to eradicate
I think
Hamas?
so.
When you see
I think so.
10,000 Palestinians killed within the space of 4 weeks, and we know it's going to get much, much higher, and so many are children, is there a moral line that Israel shouldn't cross, or is their argument that they've got to get rid of Hamas, and in war you have collateral damage, and in this case it's the civilians who are living around Hamas, and it's awful, but that's what has to happen?
Sorry, Tula.
Every decent person found the
How
Hamas
dare
massacre
you.
on October 7th reprehensible and morally unjustifiable. The question, though, is what does that mean that everything that Israel does in response becomes justifiable? And the answer is clearly not, just like everything the United States did in response to 9/11,
Exactly.
which was also morally horrific and
Exactly.
unjustifiable, killed 3,000 Americans. Everything that the United States did in response wasn't morally justifiable simply by virtue of the fact that they claimed to be doing it in the name of avenging 9/11. They tortured people. There were secret camps in Guantanamo. They invaded and destroyed Iraq, a country of 26 million people, giving rise to ISIS. The laws of war were created after World War II, ironically, when the world looked at what happened in World War II, the atrocities there, and said, we know there are going to be wars, but there have to be limits. You cannot collectively punish a population. That is a war crime because certain people in that country have done bad things. You cannot just bomb people indiscriminately without regard to civilian life.
Especially when they're children. The majority of people in Gaza are children, man. 4,000 kids have died. Bro, let me not go too far. I don't want to start shedding tears on here. That's a lot. That is serious. That's very, very serious, man. I don't think Brooke fully understands this.
Done bad things. You cannot just bomb people indiscriminately without regard to civilian life. And how many tens of thousands or even 100,000 Palestinians does Israel have the right to kill in the name of trying to destroy Hamas? Of course, there are humanitarian limits and laws of war that were created after World War II that the Nuremberg Tribunal said apply to every country in the future, no matter how just your cause. And I thought that was the lesson of 9/11, that just because a country is enraged and acting with a quest for violence doesn't mean that everything they do in the name of avenging that terrorist attack becomes justifiable or morally defensible.
Okay.
Much of what the United States did wasn't, and much of what Israel's doing isn't either.
Okay, Glenn, powerful words.
Piers,
Thank you for
may I
joining
make
me.
a one important point, if you don't mind?
we've run out of time, but I will get you back on the program because you've been a terrific guest tonight. I've enjoyed that debate. It's been
Last thing
fiery.
I just want to say is that Jews have led the protests. Jews have actually led the protests.
you said
There are
it.
Jews calling for a
You said
ceasefire.
it, and I
Because
appreciate
Brooke
it.
They
considered
have
them
it.
to be
Everyone
Hamas.
has no
Okay,
said
I've
no,
got to
they
leave it there. I'm
haven't.
sorry, Pat.
Hey, man,
Thank you very
I
much
happen
indeed
to
to
know
my
some
panel.
Jews that are calling for a
I
ceasefire.
appreciate you all joining me, Glenn.
She's
Brooke,
like, no Jews are
Jahat,
calling
thank you
for a
very much indeed. I'll say
ceasefire.
some next.
What? So
Brooke
she
is
speaks for
making a
all
lot of
Jews.
sweeping generalizations, man.
Fucking hilarious.
Because a few crazy individuals decided to harass Jewish people, suddenly all pro-Palestinians are evil. They're the enemy. Use your initiative. Be rational. You know, why can't we just have a rational discussion?
Right.
But yeah, shout out to Piers as well, because he basically,
Yes.
you know, stepped up towards her. He was basically telling her, look, what do you expect me to do? I'm being impartial. I'm actually doing my job as a journalist. I'm inviting pro-Palestinians on as well as pro-Israelis on. I'm doing my job as a journalist.
Oh, yeah.
Gaza. Many other countries in the Middle East are demanding a full ceasefire. Israel has ruled out a ceasefire, while Hamas holds around 240 hostages who were kidnapped during the deadly terror attacks on October the 7th. It says there's already tactical pauses in its daily assaults on the Gaza Strip, where more than 10,500 people reportedly now being killed in Gaza, including over 4,000 children, according to the Hamas-run health ministry. On Sunday, the Pope made an urgent plea to stop the conflict, saying, "I pray to you to stop in the name of God, cease the fire." So with so much bloodshed, is it time for a ceasefire? Joining me now to discuss this, America's rabbi and best-selling author, Rabbi Shmuley Boteach, and welcome back to Young Turks creator and Democratic presidential challenger, Cenk Uygur. Well, welcome to both of you. Cenk, let me start with you. Many people are calling for a ceasefire. Queen Rania of Jordan, Angelina Jolie, Arab leaders, and so on. I presume you would agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that they've murdered enough Palestinian civilians. And even Netanyahu, in an interview with ABC News, said, now that we're on the ground, we're finally pressuring Hamas on hostages. Oh, so the 7,000 bombs you dropped were totally useless and collective punishment, and your attempt to murder civilians on purpose as some sort of sick vengeance. So please stop the murders, ceasefire right now.
Rabbi Shmuley, your response?
Cenk is polling in the Democratic presidential primaries at 0%.
Dude, what's with
he has a greater likelihood of being elected the new king of France. And don't interrupt me, please.
No, fuck you. You're an asshole. This is a debate, and the very first thing you did was attack him. So now, just like the last dumb fucking cunt we watched, here's another stupid fucking cunt that doesn't understand the rules of debating. You don't ad hominem people. You don't attack them on personal bullshit. You go after the content of what they're saying. Otherwise, it's not a debate. It's you acting like a fucking 2-year-old. You've already lost. This fucking cunt has already lost. Wow. Who cares what the fuck Cenk's, how he's polling in a presidential election or whatever the fuck he's doing. Who cares?
Please. And the reason is that the American people are decent. They understand that Cenk's anti-Semitism, which he has voiced on your show repeatedly, calling Jews genocide dares, and this is the eve of Kristallnacht, the 85th anniversary of the start of the Holocaust. He would deny the Jewish people the only dignity left to us, that we were victims of genocide, and he would say that we are the Nazis, we are the Gestapo, for simply wanting to defend ourselves.
For simply
against
wanting to
the brutality and the savagery of Hamas.
Ourselves.
Cenk. Cenk, you'll have your turn. Just show some decency. If you're not going to show it to my people, show it to me and show it to the viewers of the show.
Stop.
But who is surprised that a man whose name of whose podcast is Young Turks, who perpetrated the Armenian genocide? The Young Turks is like calling your podcast the Young Nazis, the Young Gestapo. They killed 1.5 to 2 million Armenians between 1915 and 1918. The Armenian community has begged Cenk to change the name of the show. For the first half of his life, he was a complete Armenian genocide denier. Then he changed. Now he is a Holocaust denier because he is saying that the Jews are engaged in a genocide of the Palestinians. Now, which nation? How can there be 1.8 million Muslim Arab citizens?
Rabbi Shmuley.
Dude, this is fiery as fuck. We have stumbled onto what I think might be one of the greatest videos online right now. I have no idea what's about to happen, but it can only get better from here. And you know what? Cenk's pretty good at defending himself, and I'm really looking forward to him just beating the shit out of this guy. So I have a feeling Cenk will do it too. So let's see how much ammunition he's got. I have a feeling he's got plenty.
Okay.
I'm going to go to Cenk. You said some very strong things about Cenk. You can now respond, Cenk.
Yeah, you should never have this guy on air. Everything he said is a lie. I don't deny the Holocaust. That's insanity.
Dude, I love it. Right off the bat, everything he said is a lie. Why? You shouldn't even have this guy on air. Everything this guy said is a lie. And fucking Cenk, he just had his memes all locked and loaded and ready to fire off. And boom. There it was. Everything he said's a lie. Now let's listen to Cenk.
terms of the Armenian genocide, there is a powerful analogy there. Why was it a genocide? And yes, it was a genocide. Why? Because they moved and displaced so many people and killed civilians on the way. What is Israel doing? Moving and displacing millions of people and killing innocent civilians. It is the exact definition of a genocide. So I think the Jewish people are an amazing people, and their culture is beautiful, and I don't tolerate any anti-Semitism. But I think that the occupation is decaying the moral core of Israel. How long are you going to oppress these people?
But Cenk,
and I know this guy, all he wants to do is an ad hominem attack. He's a liar.
Yes.
And you could tell exactly.
That is exactly what I told you guys. That is all he did was personally attack Cenk instead of going after the issue. And it's really good that Cenk brought that up. He's saying this guy's a snake and a weasel, and he's good for shit.
What kind of indecent human being he is.
There you go. He's an indecent human being. He's fantastically worded, and Cenk is doing really good.
But the main reason he's doing it is to avoid the topic.
Oh.
When are you going to stop?
And let me add this too. I don't like Cenk. I don't like Cenk at all. In fact, I fucking hate the dude. So you understand that while I sit here and watch this and give him my support, understand it's because he's making sense, and I appreciate what comes out of his mouth. And it doesn't matter how I feel about a person. When that person's making sense, I want to listen to him, and I kind of want to support and let you guys listen to him as well.
Murdering Palestinians and cheerleading it.
Okay.
If you're talking about genocide, you're the one right now doing the genocide.
May I respond?
yes.
Go ahead,
May I
more
respond?
lies. Go ahead.
You know,
Go ahead, more lies.
I've spent my life debating people. Whenever someone starts using personal names and screaming like a lunatic, they're losing the debate. Let me remain factual.
You're the one that started with the ad hominem attack, you fucking idiot. You just called yourself out, and you literally just admitted that you lost this debate. We stopped it as soon as you did it. Cenk didn't say anything about you first. It was you. You were the first one to throw it down. You were the one that opened it all up to personal attacks. And as soon as you did, Cenk's like, oh, okay, great, because I got a bunch of personal attacks I can throw right back at you, too. So, you stepped into the mud first, though, motherfucker. Don't act like you're innocent here. This is hilarious. And Cenk is calling him out and saying, no, bullshit, you're the first one to do it.
And made up things.
The Palestinians were offered a state in 1936 in the Peel Commission. They rejected it. They were offered a state in 1947, the UN Partition Plan. They rejected it. They were offered a state in 1967 after Israel conquered Judea and Samaria in the West Bank. They rejected it. They were offered a state in 2000, Yasser Arafat, Ehud Barak. They rejected it. They were offered a state with Ehud Olmert in 2008.
They want their fucking
they
land.
It.
They don't want to be fucking put somewhere else.
They don't want to be
unilaterally withdrew
they don't
from
want
Gaza
to fucking
in 2005,
go by the conditions.
and they did not
set.
create a state.
I don't blame them.
In fact, where were you, Cenk, when you say that you care about Palestinian children, when Hamas stole the highest rate of per capita international foreign aid, larger than the Marshall Plan, from Palestinian children, did not build schools for them, did not build hospitals, took all the money to buy bombs and to build a network of tunnels, which is larger than the New York subway system. Where were you then? Why did you only come up now? In fact, when Bashar al-Assad killed 600,000 children, Arab children, when he gassed them with mustard gas, my organization took out full-page New York Times ads to protect them from
There was no
gas.
evidence that happened.
You then? You don't care about
There was no
children.
evidence of that happening,
You are a Jew
by the way.
defined as someone who only wants
Shut
to lie
up.
and say that the Jews are
Bigot.
genocidaires.
You
And don't try to
racist.
cancel me and
love
say
it.
that I shouldn't be on.
Shut
You're
up.
not a producer of this show. Because you are ignorant of the facts and ignorant of the history does not mean that you can cancel my voice. Thank
Cenk,
you
your
very
response.
Okay, so first of all, this guy is a full-blown bigot. He's one of the most racist people I have ever seen, does not value Palestinian lives at all. And everything he said about me is 100% untrue. I was vicious in my criticism of Bashar al-Assad. I've criticized Hamas over and over again, and I think what they did in the attack against Israel was reprehensible. But for God's sake, how long are you going to occupy these people? For me, the idea of Israelis and Palestinians or Muslims or Jews
10
being different is
seconds, I'm cheering.
absurd. Those are just stupid labels that we put on people. They're all human
Capper, you wanna
beings.
smoke?
I value the Israeli life just
Bill,
as
are you
much
gonna
as
get
I
us?
value
Cheers.
the Palestinian life.
Cheers,
We're all
Pinoy.
humans.
Cheers, Capper.
Stop
Cheers,
using
Tula.
these nonsense
Jake,
labels
Jake, let me ask
to
you a
kill
question.
each other.
Jake,
and
let me-
all
Crispy
this guy
Cat,
wants to do
Michael
is more
Lasky,
murder of
Break,
Palestinians.
Jake, let me ask you-
We're going to
Good
let
morning.
them go.
Jake, let me ask you a question. You mentioned genocide there. What Hamas is actually in its charter dedicated to doing is the purest personification of genocide. Well, it is. They want to see the eradication of Israel, and they proved on October the 7th they will kill as many Jews as they can possibly get their hands on. So that is pure genocide. What Israel is doing in return, I don't think meets the category of genocide. Right, because they don't want to get rid of every Palestinian. They don't want to kill every Palestinian.
No,
they want to
that's
kill
not
every
their
Hamas
standard.
terrorist. Now, there are legitimate question marks about how they're going about this and about the civilian casualties.
How do you explain the 4,000 dead kids then, Piers?
But there is a moral distinction between what Hamas is dedicated to doing and what Israel is dedicated to doing, isn't there?
No. First of all, Hamas is a bunch of idiots. They should take that stuff out of their charter. All it does is hurt the Palestinian cause.
I agree.
There's no call for it. It's dumb and it's immoral.
I agree.
Hamas claims that they would like to do these things, and from time to time they do these attacks that are horrible and they should never do. But Israel actually kills Palestinians, actually occupies Palestine, actually denies the Palestinians a state.
Bulldozes
So there's this
homes.
absurd talk of like, oh, if Hamas was
land.
super powerful, they might deny Israel its existence.
Denies
Except Israel
travel,
does exist.
food, medicine, water,
the Palestinian
energy,
state does not exist
fuel.
because Israel is blocking their state. So stop using. I'm not saying to you, Piers,
Pierce, may I
but this
ask you- may I finally
propaganda. This
respond? I haven't
propaganda. Hold
interrupted.
on.
You know,
Hold on.
Cenk,
This
Cenk, you and I,
propaganda
you and I are almost the same age, and I'm actually quite worried for how upset you get on TV. You gotta protect
Shut
your health.
up,
You're just
you
kind of
fucking
losing it. Now calm
Because
down.
I'm upset
Another
that you
personal
keep
attack.
advocating
When you
for the
Shut
murder
up,
of
say,
civilians.
Cenk, you have
Like
to
a
stop
terrorist.
yelling. You have to stop screaming,
Don't
and you
tell
need to
him what
know
to
the
do.
facts.
Shut
the
up.
Palestinians were offered a state 7 times, and they rejected it 7 times. Bill Clinton told Yasser Arafat in 2000,
I
"You have
commend
made me
Cenk
a
for
failure
sitting
as
down and
president
not
because
walking away.
Israel was giving you
I wouldn't even wanna talk to this
97%
son
of
of a
Judea
bitch.
and Samaria and the old city of Jerusalem."
spit
And
on him.
Ehud Barak even offered the Temple Mount, the holiest site in Judaism, and the Palestinians rejected it. You simply don't know the history. Read a book. In fact, read a Wikipedia article before you get on TV. Number 2, you know, you made a very good point before, Pierce, that Winston Churchill is the greatest British statesman and hero of the 20th century. Let's remember, when Churchill was faced with a genocidal threat of the Nazis, you know what he did, which Israel would never consider doing? He laid waste to 70% of Dresden, Essen, Cologne, Berlin. He eviscerated Germany and turned it into a parking lot, murdering about 6 million German civilians. Israel has never even considered doing 1,000th of that.
You never hear about
And
that.
FDR acquiesced to it, and he's considered our greatest president of the 20th century. And then Harry Truman dropped 2 atomic bombs on Nagasaki, Hiroshima. So and Israel has nuclear weapons, has never considered doing that. Israel opened up
Well, they've
a
actually.
humanitarian
Okay, let me
corridor
come at
today,
you,
begging the
Rabbi.
Gaza.
Let me.
So I have
No,
one
I want
question.
to come back to you on 2
simple
points.
question. Cenk.
No,
will
no,
you
no,
at
I
least
want
be
to ask you a
consistent
question,
and
Rabbi.
call Winston Churchill a war criminal on this show today? Will you call Churchill a war criminal?
All right, Cenk, answer that
So-
question.
Okay, so Rabbi Shmuley, if you're actually a rabbi, what the standards of history have changed. So the Mongols went into Baghdad and killed every man, woman, and child, killed 800,000 people, the largest city in the world. Now, we don't live by those standards anymore. And right now, if a modern British prime minister or American president advocated for dropping a nuclear bomb in Japan or killing 70% of the people that live in Dresden, you're damn right I'd call him a war criminal. It's a different situation today than it was in the past. And so what you're saying is, hey, we only murdered 10,000 civilians and wantonly and recklessly, and we only did a partial genocide, so we're not as guilty. I'm not buying it at all.
I said
Rabbi
you
Shmuley, I want to ask you a question.
anything
Okay,
like
hang
that.
on, Rabbi. I want to ask you a question, which is this, which is the unique scenario in Gaza is that nearly half of the civilian population are children. They have nothing to do with this. They're not politicians. They're not in Hamas. They're not terrorists. They're not military. They're kids. And they are in their thousands being killed here. And I ask you, really, is there any limit, you as a rabbi, of the
Cheers,
number
Toby
of
Tony.
children who need to be killed to get rid of Hamas here? Or is there no limit?
Of course there's a limit. We mourn the death of every Arab, Muslim, Palestinian child as if a Jewish child died. They are absolutely equal before God. That's why Israel withdrew completely and utterly in 2005, something that Cenk will not even acknowledge. There isn't one Israeli soldier, there wasn't until this new invasion, because of the attack on Sderot, I went to those places, Pierce. I was there 2 weeks ago. I saw the blood caked on the walls, congealed to 3 or 4 inches. I saw the knives that were used to murder entire families. We saw the place where Thai, not Jewish, Thai farm workers who were growing pumpkins were beheaded. We saw the body of Shani Luke, and I spoke to her mother, Ricarda, who was taken naked. These are religious men in Hamas, taken naked in her underwear and her bra, her dead body, these necrophilia savages. We saw all that. How many Palestinian children need to die? God forbid, not one. All Hamas needs to do is let the civilian population go south. Stop using them as human shields. Hamas wants these Palestinian children to die. Every Palestinian child to Hamas is a bulletproof
Okay,
vest.
but you said
for no other reason than to humiliate Israel.
Okay.
Let them go south and be safe.
Okay.
But Hamas wants them.
Let them go south
It's
and be
Hamas's
safe.
fault. It's Hamas's fault. It's Hamas's fault.
Rabbi
Push them
Shmuley,
away.
you did say
A rabbi
there's a limit. What is
says
that limit?
Let them go south. What a
Pierce,
fucking piece of
it's hard
shit.
to put a number on how many people Hamas is prepared to allow to die in order to destroy the state of Israel. Remember, Hamas's motto is from the sea, from sea to sea, Israel will be, Palestine will be free. It's the annihilation of every Jew. Iran calls for it openly. A second Holocaust. This is the eve of Kristallnacht. I don't want to put a number on how many Palestinian children. I want a ceasefire right now. Hamas must surrender unconditionally, just like FDR and just like Churchill demanded of the Nazis, unconditional surrender, release the hostages. We get a ceasefire right now. Cenk, let me ask you to call for a ceasefire by having Hamas, who you think actually cares about the Palestinian population, announce their surrender. Call for their surrender right now. They launched this attack unprovoked against Israel. They slaughtered 1,400 people. They are holding little babies whose diapers need to be changed as hostages. Call for them to surrender unconditionally.
All right, Cenk, final word to you.
Ceasefire. Can we?
Okay. So, look, all this is nonsense. First of all, Israel did not withdraw. They control the borders of Gaza 100%. And as you can tell now, they cut off the water and power anytime they want. The Jewish people have been oppressed throughout history. My heart goes out to the Jewish people for all the pain and the suffering that they have endured through all of these years. But now Israel, unfortunately, is not the oppressed. It is the oppressor. Look at them dropping 7,000 bombs on grandmothers and children. There's an American nurse that explained on CNN yesterday about how she sees little kids with burns all across their bodies. So Hamas is terrible. Yes, I can call for their surrender. That's easy. I don't like Hamas. I think Hamas is Muslim fundamentalist. But it's an impossible standard, and you know they're not going to meet that standard. And because you want to keep killing those civilians to show them how mighty you are and what a great oppressor you are, I'm sick of it. And it's not only ruining the Palestinians and causing their deaths, but it is ruining. It is causing the moral decay of Israel.
Blood libel. This is a blood libel against the Jewish people. You may as well just say that we drink the blood of Christian children in our mouths. Cenk, you are guilty of a blood libel on the eve of Kristallnacht. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I'm going to call.
This is a blood libel. Change the name of your show away from Young Turks who are genociders who killed 1 million Armenians.
I'm going to try and wrestle things back to the host here and call a ceasefire for now. It's been a fascinating debate, very passionate on both sides. I get that. I appreciate you both agreeing to debate each other.
Off,
dude, that put a smile on my face.
And thank you for coming on the show.
And I love hearing somebody speak that's making sense, that's agreeing with the things that I've been saying, arguing with somebody who's not making any sense at all, making them look like the idiot that they are. And wow, there's value in that, man. There was value in that.
Come on, boy. Watch.
I need a kefefe. Kepper, I need a kefefe.
ASAP.
Stat! I need kefefe. Stat! How many states have you lived in, Pinoy?
Let's see. California, Florida, North Carolina, Georgia, Colorado, Nevada, Detroit.
Damn, bro. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I'm going to go
And
make coffee.
Buffalo, New York.
I'm going to go make coffee, and I want you to tell everybody your favorite thing about each place you've lived. I'll be right back.
California, it's super obvious. But Florida, I freaking love the beaches. I love the beach. It was fucking very, very, very awesome to just be able to walk out my front door, walk like a block, and then be on the beach, be on the East Coast. Buffalo, New York was very interesting, man. It was like my first real, like, it was my first real, like, living in snow experience, and it was pretty crazy. What I liked about up north was people say that New York is like, people are very, very rude and shit like that. But when I went up to New York, shouts out New York. When I went up to New York and chilled in New York and stayed there for about 6-7 months, the people were cool. Everybody was good. Yeah, man. Yeah, I lived in Florida for a little bit. My parents stay out in by Orlando. So yeah, Buffalo was cool. The vibe. I think the vibe was what I liked about New York, the city life. Then North Carolina, the freaking mountains and the rivers were beautiful. Trout fishing like on deck all the time. Like it was just awesome shit, dude, going on in North Carolina. And being in North Carolina, it's like the tri-state. So you can go to Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, all on one borderline. So it's pretty cool. Georgia was cool, Atlanta and all that stuff. Didn't like the traffic, but the people were very nice. Southern hospitality is definitely awesome. Yeah, I live in California now. And then Detroit was cold as shit. The only thing I liked out there was the hash. Shout out Detroit. Where else have I lived? Colorado. You guys know Colorado. It's my stomping grounds, man. I was there for like 9 years. I loved it, dude. The vibe, the people. At the time, the laws. Everything was beautiful out there in Colorado. And then I've lived all over California, everywhere in California. Aside from that, man. Nice. Yeah, Detroit's kind of crazy. I got a ticket there, man, fuckers. Then, let's see, what other states have I... Yeah, those are pretty much all the only states that I've ever been, like, that I've actually lived in. I'm trying to think if there's any other states. But, yeah. Yeah, Orlando's cool, man. I like Disney and shit, you know, it's pretty dope. It is pretty cool. I wouldn't mind living in Hawaii, but like, I heard it's like very, very, it's like a hassle, bro, when you're not local and shit. And I'm not trying to go through all that hassle shit, dude. I'm fucking 42 years old. I'm not trying to deal with any youngster shit, you know? Little young dude stuff, not trying to hear all that bullshit, man. Super cool, though.
I got Dunkin' Donut this coffee right now, bro. That's what I got. Dunkin' Donut Snickers. It's so funny that he just said that. Yeah. You know, it says at the bottom, should there be a ceasefire? And it's like they never even talked about it. Lordy Nordy says, yum. Okay, let's see what else is going on here to entertain us. He's talking about Sam Bankman-Fried being convicted. That might be fun to watch.
He used to be Sam Bankman-Fried, and now he is Sam Bankman jailed. A Manhattan jury has found Sam Bankman-Fried guilty of 2 counts of wire fraud and 5 conspiracy crimes. The verdict came at the eve of trial, where Bankman-Fried testified that he knew nothing about crypto, that he was too busy and lazy to get haircuts, and he thinks of himself as a smart guy in many ways, but not always, and that he could not recall making dozens of statements that he actually did make on video or audio. Now, company executives Caroline Ellison, Gary Wang, and Nishad Singh pleaded guilty and testified against him. Bankman-Fried and his 3 co-conspirators have come a long way since their shared frat house in the Bahamas. Bankman-Fried is facing decades in prison, and the government isn't even done with him yet. So today we're going to talk about what happened at the trial of Sam Bankman-Fried. Now, as you probably know, FTX was a crypto exchange founded by Sam Bankman-Fried and friends. FTX customers deposited money at FTX, believing that the company was following basic risk management practices. However, FTX secretly loaned billions in customer money to its affiliated crypto trading firm Alameda Research, which was led by Caroline Ellison. Alameda did not post collateral for those loans.
She's all like, my precious, my precious.
Yeah.
From FTX. And when the bottom dropped out of the crypto market in 2022, Alameda lost a lot of money that belonged to FTX customers. Those customers weren't able to get their money back out. And FTX and its principals lied to customers about the entire scheme, creating fake spreadsheets, backdating staking fees, and withdrawing massive amounts of cash to fund their luxurious lifestyles. And as I explained in the last video about FTX, the company's implosion led to swift action by 3 federal agencies. And the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York indicted Bankman-Fried for wire fraud and conspiracy to commit wire fraud against FTX customers, wire fraud and conspiracy to commit wire fraud against Alameda Research lenders, conspiracy to commit securities fraud against FTX investors, conspiracy to commit commodities and fraud against FTX customers, and conspiracy to commit money laundering. Now, Bankman-Fried's friends and co-executives took plea deals to testify against him. Gary Wang, a co-founder of FTX, pleaded guilty to 4 counts of wire fraud and conspiracy to commit wire fraud. commodities fraud, and securities fraud. Nishad Singh, the former director of engineering, pleaded guilty to 6 conspiracy charges, and Caroline Ellison pleaded guilty to 7 counts of fraud and conspiracy and is facing about 50 years in prison, but has a cooperation agreement that could lead to her serving far less time or none at all. Additionally, the Securities Exchange Commission, or SEC, charged SBF Ellison and other executives with violations of the Securities Act and of the Exchange Act. Now, the Commodities Futures Trading Commission also filed fraud charges against the group, and those cases are still pending. And believe it or not, that was just the beginning of the bad news for Bankman-Fried. The government filed a superseding indictment in March of 2023, which charged him with multiple counts of foreign bribery, conspiracy, and bank fraud that were scheduled for a separate trial due to start in March of 2024. Now, obviously, Sam Bankman-Fried is going to need a good lawyer for his appeal, but if you want a great lawyer, my firm, the Eagle Team, can help. If you've been in a car crash, suffered a data breach, or have a workers' comp issue or social security disability, we can represent you or help find you the right attorney who can. Because it's so important to talk to a lawyer right away so you can get the best representation. So just click on the link in the description for a free consultation with my team. Because you don't just need a legal team, you need the Eagle Team. The link is down below. And as you may recall, Bankman-Fried was initially under house arrest at his parents' home after posting a $250 million bond, but then he got caught asking the general counsel of an FTX affiliate to have a constructive relationship and vet things with each other. The lawyer was known as witness number 1 in the indictment, so that was a really bad idea. Next, Bankman-Fried leaked portions of Caroline Ellison's private diary to a New York Times reporter, which prosecutors said was an attempt to intimidate her. Judge Kaplan said that Bankman-Fried tried to cover his tracks by meeting the reporter in person at his parents' home, and consequently he was remanded to jail. At Bankman-Fried's New York trial, prosecutors alleged that he misappropriated and embezzled billions of dollars, which he spent on expensive real estate, private jets, political contributions, and celebrity endorsements. According to prosecutors, Bankman-Fried was the mastermind behind FTX and its related entities. He gave customers, investors, and media the false impression that customer funds deposited with FTX were safe and that there was a firewall between FTX and Alameda Research. Witnesses said that Bankman-Fried was fully aware of the relationship between the two companies and that he knowingly allowed customers to deposit their money into bank accounts that actually belonged to Alameda. Former FTX Chief Technology Officer Gary Wang testified that Bankman-Fried directed him to implement changes in FTX's computer code that would give Alameda special privileges, such as a $65 billion line of credit and an exemption from being automatically liquidated should its positions lose value. This enabled the theft of the funds. Of course, the star witness for the prosecution was Caroline Ellison, who is also Bankman-Fried's ex-girlfriend. She claimed that Bankman-Fried told her to make up fake balance sheets. When one of Alameda's lenders wanted financial information, Ellison asked Bankman-Fried what to do. At this point, it was 2022, crypto was crashing, and Alameda had secretly borrowed $10 billion from FTX's customers and loaned $5 million back to FTX entities. Of course, these transactions had been concealed from lenders and customers, and Bankman-Fried needed them to stay that way. Ellison testified that Bankman-Fried told her to prepare 7 alternative balance sheets. Ellison testified, quote, "He suggested I should prepare some alternative ways of presenting the information and send it to him. I understood him to be directing me to come up with ways to conceal things in our balance sheet we both agreed would look bad." Bankman-Fried told her to send the lender balance sheet number 7, which didn't disclose money taken from FTX customers. The balance sheet made it look as if Alameda had around $10 billion in liabilities rather than the $15 billion. Looking at the spreadsheets, it should come as no surprise that Ellison agreed to flip on Bankman-Fried. Not surprisingly, the only way to get a huge reduction in her sentence was to cooperate with prosecutors, and so Ellison testified for 13 hours against Bankman-Fried. Ellison told the jury that Bankman-Fried asked her to break the law. The prosecutor asked, "When you were working at Alameda, did you commit any crimes?" And she replied, "Yes, we did." Of course, the biggest crime they committed was using FTX customer funds to make loan repayments for Alameda Research, and Ellison described this as Sam's decision. She said he repeatedly directed her to, quote, "use FTX customer funds to repay our loans." Gary Wang and Nishad Singh gave similar testimony. So prosecutors argue that Bankman-Fried was the mastermind behind a $10 billion fraud. He claimed he didn't realize that the customer funds were used illegally until right before the company collapsed in November of 2022. Of course, here he is in December of 2022 saying he had no idea things were breaking bad.
I didn't ever try to commit fraud on anyone. I was excited about the prospects of FTX a month ago.
So his defense had 2 main themes. First, that he might have made mistakes, but he was such a super nerd that he didn't know any better. The crypto market was volatile and new, and they were making so much money it was hard to even keep track of it. He argued he was detached from day-to-day decisions and his subordinates were to blame. And the second theme was that Ellison was the power behind the throne. She was the one who made the careless decisions, leaving Bankman-Fried to clean up her mess. For that defense to work, Bankman-Fried's lawyer, Mark Cohen, would have to hurt Ellison on cross-examination, but the cross-examination was, by all accounts, a disaster. There were reports that the lawyer repeatedly changed topics, changed dates of discussion, often seemingly at random, and he failed to knock holes in her testimony, making Judge Kaplan so Quote, puzzled and impatient, they did repeatedly ask Cohen where he was going with his questions or what exactly he was talking about. Which, yeah, is not an ideal cross-examination. And Ellison's testimony destroyed both of Bankman-Fried's narratives. Bankman-Fried and Ellison were not only keeping track of all that cash, they were inventing new balance sheets to conceal their fraud. And of course, the company did keep one balance sheet that appears to be real. You can see it here where it's labeled main. The main balance sheet contains the real numbers that only FTX and Alameda were allowed to see. And the other tabs show the alternative spreadsheets. Although the details of this case are complicated, prosecutors had a pretty clean argument to make to the jury. These people knew the numbers and lied about them in order to deliberately mislead lenders and customers. Balance sheet number 7 deleted some things to make it look like the company was more liquid and less leveraged. And that is, fraud. And prosecutors played a recording of the all-hands meeting that Ellison held in November of 2022 when they were trying to sell FTX to save Alameda and FTX from bankruptcy. And an employee actually asked Ellison whether the decision to borrow FTX customer funds was a YOLO decision. And Ellison said no, it was done over a period of years. This countered Bankman-Fried's narrative that everything just got frantic at the end of the waning months of 2022. And speaking of YOLO, Bankman-Fried testified in his own defense. Now, this is always a gamble, but it's especially risky in a case where the person on trial has given so many public interviews after his arrest, which is something the prosecutors exploited on cross-examination. But, when things are going very, very poorly, sometimes you have to take a Hail Mary. But Bankman-Fried's testimony on direct was that he wasn't aware of everything that was happening, and by the time it imploded, he was frantically trying to understand what was going on. He appointed Ellison as CEO of Alameda in 2021, and then stepped away from his involvement in Alameda research, according to him. But on November 7th, 2022, as customers demanded their money back, he tweeted, "FTX is fine, assets are fine." And this was portrayed as another attempt to mislead customers. So prosecutors argued that Bankman-Fried used Alameda and FTX as a slush fund that he could use for personal loans and investments. Bankman-Fried denied that. His story was that most of FTX's users opted into spot margin trading, which is a risky system that allows for highly leveraged cryptocurrency trades. Significant losses were an inherent risk of spot margin trading, especially if other risk management standards weren't followed. And Bankman-Fried contended that Alameda was just another trader on the spot margin system, and that the crypto market crash created a perfect storm that drained customer accounts. But as prosecutors demonstrated, Alameda wasn't just another trader who was treated like everybody else. And Bankman-Fried admitted that Alameda was a trader, a stablecoin converter, and a liquidity provider. He argued that there was nothing wrong with Alameda playing multiple roles, but as the prosecutor pointed out, Bankman-Fried personally owned 90% of Alameda, plus a big stake in FTX. He was making money through every one of Alameda's functions, and Bankman-Fried used Alameda to launch FTX. And before FTX had its own bank accounts, Bankman-Fried wired customer deposits into an account owned by Alameda because it had an easier time opening accounts with banks. And most of FTX's users were individuals, but Alameda's main sub-account had a $65 billion line of credit, which effectively allowed the crypto hedge fund to borrow unlimited amounts of money. So he wasn't alarmed by the fact that Alameda consistently had a negative balance of $2 billion in 2021. Bankman-Fried argued that the company had other assets outside of FTX. But the same was not true for all of the other FTX users who did not have an unlimited credit line. The prosecutor pointed out that Alameda's largest account wasn't even involved in the spot margin trading program, meaning that its losses shouldn't have impacted other accounts at all. And regarding that special code that Gary Wang claimed Bankman-Fried told him to put into the code of FTX, Bankman-Fried testified that he asked Wang and Singh to prevent Alameda from accidentally being liquidated, but didn't know that this code actually enabled Alameda to carry out a negative balance. And prosecutors argued that Bankman-Fried deliberately portrayed himself as a kind of pinball wizard for the crypto crowd, with his cargo shorts, wild hair, and habit of playing video games during meetings. Ellison said that this was a ruse designed to pry money from investors who liked the idea of an eccentric genius. Ellison said that he thought his hair had been very valuable, and he had gotten big bonuses at Jane Street because of his hair. The prosecutor asked him to verify a quote reported by the New York Times, where he said, quote, "I honestly think it's negative EV, estimated value, for me to cut my hair. I think it's important for people to think I look crazy." So the U.S. attorney tried to show the jury that Bankman-Fried had two different stories about his role in Alameda and FTX. Before the crash, he claimed that FTX used solid risk management protocols and that he was involved in every aspect of the business. And after FTX and Alameda collapsed, he claimed that he was just an innocent bystander who acted in good faith but was in over his head and couldn't control what other executives did. The prosecutors confronted him with dozens of statements he made on the record to various media outlets, and Bankman-Fried repeatedly said he did not recall making those statements. And by the end of his testimony, he answered, "I do not recall," more than 100 times on the witness stand, even when being confronted with actual video and audio tape. And former FTX executives testified that he ordered them to spend customer money on real estate and other fun stuff. Bankman-Fried repeatedly said that he didn't remember giving those instructions, and the jury obviously didn't believe Bankman-Fried had a memory problem. So the jury convicted Bankman-Fried on all 7 counts of the indictment. It was a complicated case, but the jury only needed a few hours to reach a unanimous verdict. You might have noticed that Bankman-Fried's conviction happened less than 1 year after the companies filed for bankruptcy on November 11, 2022, which is lightning speed for a white-collar trial. In comparison, it took more than 3.5 years to bring Elizabeth Holmes to trial. Now, the statutory maximum sentence is around 115 years, but as Legal Eagle viewers know, the federal sentencing guidelines will determine his sentence, not anywhere near the maximum. You can watch Scowell break down the factors the guidelines take into consideration, but the main factors are the scale of the crimes and the amounts stolen and the criminal history of the defendant. Now, Bankman-Fried doesn't have a criminal history, but the sheer scale of the fraud was obviously huge, and he lied and tried to cover everything up. So realistically, Judge Kaplan could sentence him to 15 to 25 years in prison plus restitution. Judges retain discretion to consider the impact of white-collar fraud on the victims. Elizabeth Holmes was sentenced to 11 years, whereas Bernie Madoff got a 150-year sentence. And although Holmes ripped off investors, she also scammed people who thought they were getting legitimate tests done. Madoff's victims, on the other hand, included numerous small investors. Sentencing is scheduled for March of 2024, which is right before the next trial is expected to begin. So while SBF is going to jail for the foreseeable future, there's still a lot out there on the internet that can hurt you, which is where today's sponsor, NordVPN, comes in. Because you know incognito mode isn't actually incognito, right? Because with Nord's no logs policy, your internet service provider doesn't get to snoop on what you're searching, and neither does NordVPN. Now, I especially like to use Nord while I'm traveling and using unfamiliar networks, which we all tend to do this time of year. And Nord is more than just a VPN because it comes with a whole suite of threat protection tools. For example, if you follow some of your favorite creators on social media, you might have heard the stories of a channel getting hacked, basically a creator losing access to a successful attack or a leaked password. In fact, Alex's Corner, one of our Nebula friends, recently got their channel stolen and turned into a repository for cryptocurrency scam videos. But NordVPN's threat protection includes specific features to warn you about phishing links, as well as features like a blocker for malicious ads and dark web monitoring to alert you if your passwords have been leaked. And of course, NordVPN is a great VPN. With Nord, you can surf the web anonymously and your location stays private. It allows me to set my location all over the world, which lets me access different versions of my favorite websites. And when I'm out of the country and I try to connect with my Gmail and a bunch of other things that I'm logged into, all of those accounts usually would just freak out and tell me that I'm being hacked. So now I just reroute my connection to the US and my Gmail and everything else is perfectly happy. And not only is Nord the fastest VPN on the planet, but you get 24/7 customer support to help you whenever you need it and a 30-day money-back guarantee for all users. So give NordVPN a try by clicking the link that's on screen right now or down in the description. Every purchase of the 2-year plan will receive 4 bonus months on top, and that's completely risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. So click on the link below to get up to 4 months free with a huge discount, and a free 30-day money-back guarantee with NordVPN. After that, click on this link over here for more Legal Eagle, or I'll see you in court.
I like this music. How it goes into that. That's fucking cool. I like that. The way they mix that in.
Happy off-year election day to all who celebrate and vote, perhaps.
The countdown clock begins.
Yes, well, it truly begins until the big one.
Yeah, for sure. Well, speaking of, we've got a lot of interesting electoral news in the pipeline today. States across the country are holding pivotal elections today for governor, state legislature, and more, offering a gauge of the national mood heading into 2024. We'll be sure to cover the result of those elections here tomorrow. But speaking specifically of 2024 in the big race, this is how it's been described: a 5-alarm fire, a cardiac case in need of a defibrillator, a lemming on course to slowly march into the sea and drown. That is how strategists describe Joe Biden's re-election campaign after new polling shows the incumbent trailing 13 points behind an unnamed Democrat in a general election matchup with former President Trump.
Dude, he's trailing behind an unnamed Democrat.
To the Biden campaign retorted, quote, "In the off year, we have built a strong operation to once again mobilize the coalition of voters that sent President Biden and Vice President Harris to the White House with a record number of votes."
They're going to bring in that goddamn California governor.
Are going public with their cries for Biden to drop out before
Newsom.
I said this, Casey. This is not breaking news. I don't think the president should run. I don't think Trump should run. I don't think President Biden should run. We have talent in the Democratic Party. There are some leaders in the Republican Party who are willing to take on the insurrectionists and take on Trump, and I think those candidates should be considered as well. But the whole country wants a move on.
On the other side of the party, operatives are insisting that Joe Biden will be the Democratic nominee in 2024, whether voters like it or not.
I love X, but he was also a detractor of the 2020 Biden campaign. So I'm not surprised by this, but it's very disingenuous. Democrats, especially Democratic strategists, know, Republican strategists, anyone who is a professional politico, hell, reporters know, Joe Biden is the president of the United States of America. Therefore, the head of the party that he is on the ticket of, he is a Democrat. And if the president of the United States of America is eligible to run for re-election and decides to do so, that's your nominee, baby. That's how it works. I know that that might not sound democratic, but that is the game.
Bye.
It's not sound democratic. Meanwhile, the ladies of The View had this message for their viewers when it came to Biden's sour numbers.
Well, you know how I feel about polls, because I just feel like, you're polling 4,000 people in a place, and you can't tell me that's half the nation. All you can tell me is that, we polled 4,000 people, and that's how they felt. So I always like to make sure that we're clear on polls, because remember, last time we checked a poll, they had Hillary Clinton winning.
Is that the last time you checked a poll, you idiot?
I love her to death.
You haven't looked at a poll since Hillary Clinton, really?
Terrific actress.
Fucking it says everything you need to know about stupid she is.
It's not, they didn't just magically find the 4,000 people who all don't want Biden anymore, right? It's a representative sample.
Well, here's what it is. Everybody likes a poll when it confirms their biases. Nobody likes a poll when it doesn't. And if it were some insurgent progressive running for office who, was calling themselves a socialist or saying they wanted healthcare, she'd be finding polls here or there or otherwise to say why the establishment candidate that she prefers is actually a really good guy. So whoopee is gonna whoopee. What is interesting is that they're even acknowledging at this point that there's a problem. And what you're seeing is a kind of cope from people who don't really have coping strategies of being in this position. Simone Sanders can say, this is just how it happens, the incumbent gets to run all she wants, but we are in some unprecedented waters. We have never had a president this old. We have never.
Not even close.
Not even close. And very rarely, only in the post-2016 era really, have we had candidates that have unfavorable numbers as bad as what Biden and Trump are showing us right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And, she's right as a matter of procedure that it is very likely for Biden, as the incumbent eligible to run again, deciding to run again, does have a lot of tools at his disposal to be the nominee. That doesn't mean there shouldn't be a process given, just given basic democratic principles and given how unpopular he is, how badly the poll numbers suggest. Maybe, let voters decide. Maybe they find someone else they like, but it's clear the DNC doesn't want to even go through this. They consider it a charade. They don't want to give anyone else even a fighting chance against Joe Biden. Okay, we'll see how that works out for you.
Let voters decide is exactly where we should be, what everyone should be thinking about. Regardless of what you think Joe Biden's agenda should be, if you have that kind of Ruth Bader Ginsburg-esque, it's his turn, let him do him, don't make him drop out kind of a sentiment, that's fine. The question isn't whether or not Biden has the right to run. The question is whether the Democratic Party has the right to preemptively shut down a primary, reorder the primary states in a way that is advantageous, or at least perceived to be
all they ever do
to Joe Biden. We'll see if that's even true, given some of the poll numbers coming out of South Carolina and his public and the way that he is drowning public opinion-wise with black voters that took him across the aisle there. But that is the real indictment here. It's not, frankly, of Joe Biden, who, through some mixture of, being the incumbent and having the right and, being a cantankerous old guy who can do what he wants to do. The question is whether the Democratic Party has failed the public and failed its constituents by not allowing there to be a primary so that there is a alternative, at least an alternative that has been able to make the case to the public in case Biden isn't even able to run.
We are in uncharted waters. It's not just Biden, the age of our members of Congress, our political leaders. It's showing It's embarrassing. It's concerning. It concerns people of who are even in that political party. You know, Mitch McConnell's had his like moments where he just kind of he stops responding at press conferences, and that is concerning to Republicans. Senator Rand Paul from
now my mouse is working normal again.
He said it's problem. He said it's not easily explained by what they put forth as the medical reason. Obviously, we went through what we went through with Dianne Feinstein and to some extent John Fetterman. The political figures are more in the public eye than ever. Mm-hmm. It's a PR job. It's a job to be on camera, to be fundraising and traveling around and raising money for other candidates. Mm-hmm. You're in the limelight constantly, and we see you. We see what kind of shape you're in, and it's just it's too much for a lot of Americans. It's not even ideological. It's just like, you're not up for it. I can see
massive head and shoulders just completed on the 24-hour. Looks like we're gonna go down, man.
A director of the New York State Democratic Party, Vice President Harris is the party's secret weapon.
We might just go down.
Because she's just so gosh darn popular.
There is one secret weapon, not so secret, that they have at their disposal. That's Kamala Harris. On all of these issues, reproductive rights, affirmative action, voter suppression, just democracy broadly, for all of the reasons that you talked about at the top in terms of desegregation and the challenges to that. Here is an individual with the kind of intersectionality that is the future of the American voter and the Democratic Party, not the past. So why not put her out there to be able to speak to both the policy and the emotional content and urgency of these issues? That's what the Democrats need to do going forward.
What's it going to take, in your opinion, for that theory to be tested? For the Democratic Party to actually say, this is our person, this is who we want to put our effort and our muscle behind and try to move forward there?
They've already done it. In that Joe Biden announcement, the campaign announcement, she was featured a lot more heavily than one would think. So the idea behind that, in my view, is that we're going to make her more of the face of the Democratic Party in this real life.
Oh, my God.
Wowza. Okay, so first of all, listen to the policy agenda points that he rattled off.
Those are not some popular things.
Affirmative action?
Yeah.
When's the last time you heard anybody bring up affirmative action? And I think what's going on there is that Biden has failed so much on so many of the mainstream agenda items that Black voters, like all voters, have always prioritized these economic issues. I just pulled up a poll from 2022 showing what Black voters care about. We're talking about housing affordability. We're talking about the economy. We're talking about healthcare costs. We're talking about inflation. We're talking about abortion access. Now, Biden's going to get a lot of juice out of the abortion squeeze. But
juice by Biden. Juice by Biden. Biden's got juice. Biden's got juice.
Dropped the ball. Economic issues, Black voters have more student debt than any other group in America. You know, the inflation is not a selling point for Joe Biden at this juncture. The $2,000 checks, a lot of people remember they got them under Trump. They didn't get as much money under Biden. The student debt moratorium, even if you think the Supreme Court is the responsible for him not being able to follow through with student debt cancellation, he made the choice to lift Donald Trump's moratorium, the pause that enabled so many people to get through this pandemic without having to deal with an extra $500, $2,000 a month in payments. That's on Joe Biden. And the fact that they have to be bringing up affirmative action as the thing that's going to draw people to the polls, and he's coming out of Kamala Harris.
And he was bringing it up in a way that draws attention to the fact that she was chosen for affirmative action adjacent reasons, which I don't think speaks well of her qualifications and her ability to resonate with voters at large. We've talked a lot about how she wasn't even particularly popular. She was going to not do well in California, or she was not particularly popular with Black voters or women in particular either.
There were many Black candidates who were very qualified to do the job. We're seeing Barbara Lee really distinguish herself in this moment in this race for a Feinstein seat by being the only candidate in that race who's willing to come out against additional funding to Ukraine to Israel rather, and calling for a ceasefire. That could have been she could have been in Kamala Harris's stead. Of course, If she were, she wouldn't be able to take that position.
Although we do have to give credit where credit's due. In that most recent poll that we discussed yesterday, the abysmal results for Biden, showing Biden losing badly in the 5 swing states, losing if relative to a generic Democrat, an unnamed Democrat. Too bad you have to put a name on the ballot for people to vote for him. But also behind Kamala Harris, who up until now, Joe Biden, the one thing you could say for him is you can't step aside. He can't step aside. His vice president is more unpopular than he is. That this poll shows that's no longer true. And in fact, if Joe Biden could win people who'd rather have Kamala Harris, he would be ahead in that polling. So that is, I don't know, I think that's reflective of how far Biden has fallen.
It's an indictment
rather
of
than
Biden,
anything else.
not a compliment to Harris, but for sure it's a problem either way.
Lots of problems. Well, we are 1 year out from the big day. We will be counting down as we proceed. We're so excited. Hope you are. More Rising right after this.
So Bitcoin is showing a massive head and shoulders pattern, and it's a perfect one. It's not good. So all right, so what we're looking at, really simple. Shoulder, head, shoulder pattern. It's bad. It usually means a drop, and the drop would go from here to here, right? And then we double it. So, you know, it's not good, guys. It's 36.4 all the way down to 36. 4, fucking 4. You double it, right? So it's 800, man. So it's at 36.2 right now. So you subtract 800, so it's going to go down like 35, 6-ish. According to this, 35.6-ish. But the last prediction I made didn't happen. Well, the second to the last one didn't happen. So, if it all starts dropping, man, we'll know that it's following that head and shoulders pattern. Might be a fake out upwards and then big drop. We'll just have to see. All right. I'm done, you guys. I hope you had fun. I'm out of here. You guys take care, and I will see you tonight or something. We'll do something. We'll go live again. Thank you, Pinoy. Take care, brother.